Yo, what's good? What's good, man? NBA was on today, Olympics, not the NBA, but Olympic basketball was on. Them boys is gonna handle business, man. Y'all get a chance to check out the Olympic hoops, man. They gonna handle business, but obviously y'all here for football. Guess what? Actually, I was talking about my draft guide and like not letting it go until August 1st. It's out. So if you were waiting to like actually have the physical copy of it, it's out. Check the description. 50% off till the 7th. It's good to go. So we got football on tomorrow, y'all. Football is back tomorrow. Ain't that crazy to say? We got the Houston Texans and Chicago Bears for the Thursday night Hall of Fame game, and it's on tomorrow. So we already got football back, baby. Obviously, we're going to have a lot to talk about this month. I'll be on at all different kind of times. So make sure to keep your notifications on. Sorry if they come on for all my other videos, but make sure to keep your noties on because I'll be going live kind of inconsistently until we get a little closer to the season, all right? But I appreciate everybody who came to the chat early. El Gran Santo was good. Teddy, what's popping? Daniel, what's popping, my boy? Ulysses S. Grant is in the chat. Now, Ulysses, what's good, bro? Frankie, what's popping? What's popping? Listen, we're going to get into wide receiver rankings today, talking about all the wide receivers that are out there. I'm going to do another one of those little charts. We go back and forth. This time I'll be live while we do it. But you already know what it is, man. Justin Henry Show.
And I'm going to tell you this. You don't got to agree with everything I say. Just remember that I said it. All right? Just remember that. Justin Henry Show where champs begin. Never fall off, only lock in. Draft day to Sunday night. Advice on point, cashing everything inside. Welcome to the show. Winners get they shine on. Breaking down plays, fantasy, my mind on. Remember to take, spin it back. Know to start a show with W's in the chat. Never settling for less, always raise the bar. Don't take offense, call your favorite try hard. NEL taking turn to life lessons. All about a buck in here like Mike Evans. Bijan with the big games, ain't no fumble. Underrated like Kamara, still humble. Daily show beats mode every single week. About to change the game, AR-15. Justin Henry Show where champs begin. Never fall off, only lock in. Draft day to Sunday night. Advice on point, cashing everything inside. Welcome to the show where winners get they shine on. Breaking down plays, fantasy, my mind on. Remember to take, spin it back. Know to start a show with W's in the chat.
All right. What's good, y'all? Like I said, today we will be doing wide receiver rankings. Appreciate all y'all who tapped in with me on the late night stream. My boy JSC, baby, putting them dubs in the chat. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to y'all. Adam, what's good, bro? Always early in here with the start bench cuts. We got Vince Carter, James Harden, and Blake Griffin prime versions. I got to say, Vince probably clears, then bench Harden, then Blake Griffin on the cut. I could go James Harden, actually. I just don't like all the foul drawn. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. James Harden's a better player, but if you're asking me, Vince Carter. Which is more likely? Patrick Mahomes throwing for 5,000 yards or CeeDee Lamb throwing for receiving 2,000 yards? It's Mahomes all day. Mahomes could literally do 5,000 this year, especially with the weapons. So we're going to see real quick what Mahomes is going to do with Xavier Worthy, with Hollywood Brown. We'll find out very soon, very early in the season. We're going to find out. Like I said, I think I got to move him on my draft board. Yo, did you see what the Falcons said about Tyler Algier having a big role? You think that affects Bijan? Nah. I think that might be coach speak. Like, think about it. If you want your guy to be, like, really all into your offseason, preseason, would you be like, hey, Bijan's going to get all the carries even after you were good last year and a 1,000-yard guy before? And it was also the way he said it too, right? Like, he's going to be valuable for us at some point in the season. And it's like, I think they're going to give him a role still, but I don't know about a big role. We'll see. It doesn't really bother me any. Isaac was good. This is the feedback I need to hear. I need to hear this. Just bought the draft guide. It's great. Do you anticipate any updates now at the end of preseason to the rankings? So if you bought the draft guide, you get any other version that comes along with it. So if I do post like a major update, yes, but more than likely what I'll do is just add an additional the rankings update. I'll give you guys the rankings probably in the middle of the month. So that's how I'll do that instead of like trying to do a whole brand new draft guide that you got to download and figure out what's new in it. I'll probably just provide a rankings update with like some of the major things that have been on the update in its own little tab, if that makes sense. So I appreciate the feedback. I need it. If y'all are happy with it, let me know. If y'all not happy with it, let me know. But there's a ton of shit in there, like 40 pages worth. So if you haven't downloaded the draft guide, do it. Do it. Show your boy some love, man. Show your boy some love. All right. We're going to get into these wide. I want to be on this side. I want to be on this side. We're going to get into these wide receiver rankings here in just a minute. What's up, Justin? Do most of your fantasy teams look alike, or do you try to mix things up? It depends, right? So I have different leagues. Like, none of my teams really look alike. I'll have some players. Like, you guys have seen my drafted teams, right? So, like, a lot of times if I'm really high on a player, I'll end up with that player a lot, like a Mike Evans, a Alvin Kamara. This year, probably like Calvin Ridley, Chris Godwin, George Pickens. I'll end up with a lot of those players, but that's absolutely not like what all my teams look like. I try to have a balance because guess what? If you mess up on one player, you're done. You're done. What the fuck? If you mess up on one player, why does this look like this? That's all right. We'll make it work. That's perfect right there, right? That's perfect. If you mess up on one player, then like your teams are done. So I always try to do best player available. And most of the time, you don't always draft at the same spot, right? You're not always drafting at the spot 1 or spot 7. Not all your leagues are auction leagues. So, and in auction leagues, things happen. So I think you have to have a lot of players that you like. You can't be like, in this round, I'm only taking this player. Or shit, if my guy goes in 4th round, I got to take the guy I was going to take in the 5th round. I think you should have multiple players in tiers that you like and understand, even if it's a player you don't like, if they find value, take them. I've done that in drafts already with like Romo Dunze, who I've been kind of like down on somewhat. I found him on some of my teams. I think I've taken a couple guys like that where the values just hit and I'm like, all right, it's time to go. So, or like when I say I don't really like taking quarterback early. If the quarterback's good enough and it's the 5th round, 6th round, I'll take him. I'm like, shit, I'll find the value. So I don't try to mix things up. I just let the draft play out the way it's supposed to. Thoughts on Kamara this year? I think I have him in my top 10. A lot of people think he's fallen off. I think Kamara is a value this year in drafts, just like he was last year. He was RB11 last year, and he missed 3 games. So to me, I think I look at Kamara as a steal. Yet again, he's going around RB15 in most ADP. So I think he's a steal. Favorite pick in a 14-man league? They're all the same to me. So it just depends on your style. Like, I think I don't mind the mid-round because then I can get Bijan, and then I can come back around and probably get like Mike Evans, Diggs, one of the guys that I like, versus I think towards the end of the 1st round, you either got to take 2 running backs or you got to take a receiver that you're like big on. So I probably would take Devontae Adams there. Some people take Puka Nacua. Marvin Harrison goes in that range in the 2nd round. So I think towards the end of the draft, you kind of have to like start reaching on that 2nd round guy, but I don't mind it. I don't mind if you get Saquon and Gibbs or Saquon and Taylor, or you get Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. I don't think you're going to be too mad regardless. So I don't really have a favorite pick in any league. I don't really like how most of my teams come out. I would say if I had a preference, it'd be like spot 4 or 5 in the draft. So 104, 105. Then it would be like 108. Then I think like once after the 110 is kind of where I'm like, I don't like that as much. And then I think the 101 through 103 is a good spot too. Is it possible to drop my team and let me know if I make change? Yeah, throw your team in the chat, bro. That's what we're here for. I'm going to answer a few more. I got to get to these rankings, though. I got to get to the wide receiver rankings. And I probably won't answer a whole lot but wide receiver questions during that time. Jay, any mocks today? Doubt it. Today's probably going to be more of a receiver day. So the way that this works, just so y'all know, the way that it works, I'll be doing the wide receiver part, and then I cut it up and I put it on the regular video tab. Because what I noticed, I didn't realize this last year, is we got people that watch the live, but a lot of people don't even see the live. They only see the videos I post. I didn't realize that. Or the shorts. I didn't realize that people were like, hey, where's your video? I didn't see it. And you don't actually get a chance to watch it on the live tab. So what I'm going to do is cut the receiver video up and make that its own separate video to watch later. So if you are dropping a question during that time, I'm probably going to answer more of the receiver stuff instead of spending a whole lot of time on like the team. So get that in now. Think Kyler will finish top 3-5 running quarterbacks? No, I think Kyler's one of those quarterbacks where he could finish a top 5 quarterback. It just depends on the health, right? So I would say this: Anthony Richardson, Lamar, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray. Those guys all are top 5 quarterbacks. It's just we have to rank them, if that makes sense. So I think he can finish there. Now, will he? And who stays healthy for all 17? That's probably who we're going to see in the top 3. Jahan, I think Ladd is in the wide receiver 1 category. Fucking Ladd, bro. Hey, he's been shining in camp. I can't knock him. I mean, if you want to take a flyer on him as a wide receiver 4 or 5, I'm not absolutely mad at that. I'm not. All right, a couple more, and then I'm getting into these rankings, okay? Got to get into these rankings. Burrow, Brees, Henry, AJ Brown, Drake London, Laporta, Diggs, Mike Evans. I love the team in a 10-man. In a dynasty league, this is stacked. I don't even know why you had to ask, bro. This team is stacked. You got Zamir, Javonte, Christian Kirk, Pitts. This is a 9 out of 10, bro. This team is stacked. You can't ask for nothing more than that. That's perfect. Somebody asking about the music. Did y'all like the album? Nino, you like the album or are you laughing? I see the laughing. Dropping any more music. Was this a joke? Because I ain't want to be played with, bruh. You feel me? I ain't want to be played with. I might just drop a diss track for your ass. Come on here playing and shit, laughing. You ain't feeling the vibes? You ain't feeling the dubs in the chat? Or were you showing love? Let me know if you was showing love or hating. Be real. Say it with your chest. If you gonna say it with your chest. I'm showing love or I'm hating. Let me know. Romeo Dobbs, wide receiver 1. Jaden Reed's the guy. They were just talking about how they want to give him the ball as much as possible. So Romeo Dobbs, bro, he's the number 2. I think he's the number 2 over Wicks. Everybody was excited about Wicks, but Jaden Reed, he's gonna be. I might got to move him up last year too, bro. I might got to move him up. Haven't made it through the full guide yet, but where I struggle in mocks is my bench. I can target the right starters, but those last rounds, not sure I'm getting the right guys. I'd say I could do like a bench update, but that's kind of tough because it has to be your guy, right? And those, I would say this: anybody outside of the top, outside of your starters is going to be kind of a dart throw anyway, right? So the way to address the bench is looking at, did I get enough upside to go along with my starting caliber players in case somebody gets hurt? So you have to view it as that, like Gabe Davis, Jerry Jeudy, and Curtis Samuel. I'm never recommending those guys to people that need upside. But if you need like a Jameson Williams, you want a Ladd McConkey, you want Marvin Mims, you want a Jamo, you want Rashad Bateman, you want some of these guys that just have more upside, more pure upside. That's how you play your bench. At running back, same thing. You can go young guy that might have a chance to take over starting role. Blake Corum, Trey Benson, Braylon Allen, Tyron Tracy, Bucky Irving, right? You could take one of those guys, but it depends on the guy that's in front of them and their role. So I would say this: if you're struggling in the bench, do more homework on the players. Do more homework on the players because you have to know if you're taking floor or if you're taking ceiling. And I think that's more important to me than the actual names because it's a dart throw. We don't know if Kyron's getting hurt. We don't know if Brees Hall's getting hurt. We don't know if CMC's getting hurt and Eli Mitchell has a role. So you have to decide on your bench. You have to decide the upside versus floor and who are you drafting? Who has the most upside? Who has the best floor? Like that's what I'm evaluating during that time. But I appreciate that feedback. I really do. Really appreciate that feedback. Do you think Diggs can bounce back, be top 5 receiver in H-Town this year? I don't know about top 5, 10. Maybe top 10. I think maybe top 10. Top 12, I think, is a lock. Top 12 is a lock. All right, last one. I'm going to get into these receiver rankings, and I'll go through a couple of them real quick. People fading Kamara like they've been fading Evans. They both perform. Exactly. Ladd McConkey here. Ladd McConkey going to the Irish pub. Jahan, I'm starting to really like Javonte. Lost weight in shining camp. Yo, I talked about Javonte. I talked about him, but yeah, Javonte, I think Javonte is going to be him, man. It's just the leash is so short, you know. He plays wrong. Audric Estime is going to get in there. So, all right, at least it's not hate. Say, remember you were giving sneak peeks. Check out the album. It's in my bio. If you look at the Beacons link, or it's on Apple Music, just search my name. You should be able to find it. I think you can, actually. I'm not sure. Trey, what's good, bro? What's popping? All right, let me get to this list. Let me get to this list. How y'all do? You guys like the late stream? Which one y'all like, the early stream or the late stream? I feel like the late stream already has a different vibe to it. Y'all agree with that? I feel like it has a whole different vibe to it than like the early stream, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. I really think this late night stream might be it, bro. I might do some more late shit. How late will y'all want to see this shit, bro? Honestly, how late? Like, if I was on 2 hours later, if I came on at like 8:30, would y'all watch the shit? All right. Let's go with the rankings, right? So obviously we got to talk about the wide receiver one candidates, and this is players that I think will be drafted at the top, but actually have a legit chance at being the wide receiver one. First and foremost, we got to go back to last year's wide receiver one, CeeDee Lamb. Obviously, the contract situation has to work itself out. He's got to get on the field playing, but if they get the contract situation worked out with him and he is playing and he ends his holdout, there's no doubt in my mind he's going to get force fed again, get every opportunity to be the player he was last year. So CeeDee Lamb is up there. And then next, we got Tyreek Hill. Obviously, this guy is a threat for 2,000 yards anytime he steps on the field in this offense. And we saw last year, up until he got hurt later in the year and Tua started playing a little bit worse, like he could be that. I don't know if he gets 2,000 yards, but he's obviously going to be a threat in this offense no matter what. So he belongs for sure in the wide receiver one category. Next up, this is a hard person for me to put up here, but I'm going to. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, I think St. Brown can be the wide receiver one. It's just he would have to take he would have to take on a different role for this team that now has Jahmyr Gibbs, that now has Sam Laporta, that is obviously going to try to get more work to Jameson Williams, but they did lose some of their key receivers like the Josh Reynolds of last year, some guys that they were just throwing in there. My gut is that the only way that St. Brown hits this is if CeeDee Lamb does not work out his contract stuff and does not play for maybe a portion of the year or is very late to the season, or if Tyreek Hill suffers an injury or a second half kind of a fall off like he did last year, and Amon-Ra takes a big leap up. If he got 1,700 yards, 1,600 yards, I don't think that would shock anybody this season. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, also a candidate to be the wide receiver one. Next up, I know he doesn't have a quarterback, but we cannot forget about Justin Jefferson. Now, Justin Jefferson, even without a quarterback, I mean, he could put up 1,700 yards this season. I don't think that would shock anybody, especially if Darnold is playing in the way that J.J. McCarthy has looked in practice, throwing deep balls. If he gets better as the season goes on, I would love to see that with Justin Jefferson. If he could have some good accuracy and deliver the deep ball well. So Justin Jefferson is definitely up here in this conversation as well. I don't think you can take that away from him. And then I think two more candidates I would put in there. That's it. Two more. And A.J. Brown is one of them. Now, obviously, this Kellen Moore offense is going to require these receivers to go downfield a little bit more. This passing attack is going to be a little bit more potent than it was. A.J. Brown could have a really nice year, especially if he gets more consistency. Last year, he started off kind of slow. He asked for more targets. And then there was a time later in the year where he got a little slower as well. But he had a stretch of about 4 or 5 games where it looked like he could be the best receiver in football. And it wouldn't shock me if things just didn't pan out for St. Brown or some of the same things I talked about with CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill emerge. Then A.J. Brown has a outside chance, I would say, at being the wide receiver one. But in that offense, like I said, under Kellen Moore, and just knowing that there's a few question marks ahead of him, maybe a little bit less of a ceiling for Amon-Ra St. Brown, it wouldn't be shocking to see A.J. Brown go off for a career season as well while he's in his prime. And then the last player I have to talk about in this category is Ja'Marr Chase. I don't really see a true shot at him being the wide receiver one, but it's for the same reasons that I just talked about with A.J. Brown. If any of these guys slips up, Ja'Marr Chase does have like 1,500 yards, 1,600 yards ceiling. So do I necessarily see it? No. And I know he's asking for another contract as well. It depends on his health and Burrow's health. But he has an outside chance of being the wide receiver one, in my opinion. I think there's less of a chance that he does it than like an A.J. Brown or Amon-Ra St. Brown. How y'all feeling about these rankings? Y'all agree, disagree? Jahan, honestly, I think A.J. Brown can be a wide receiver one candidate. I see it too. It's just a matter of does everybody else ahead of him have decent seasons? Does he play all 17? And which of the 4 ahead of him like drops? So if the quarterback issues really get to Justin Jefferson, if the ceiling really is limited for St. Brown, If Tyreek Hill deals with some of that stuff he was dealing with towards the end of the second half last year, and if CeeDee Lamb doesn't get his contract situation out, then like A.J. Brown does have a real opportunity. Or if he just looks really good in this offense, and then that really applies for Ja'Marr Chase as well. Dobbs is the most chemistry with Love. Yeah, we're going to talk about Romeo Dobbs here in just a second. Oh, y'all like the late streams, huh? Y'all like the late streams? All right, bet. Will Shipley, the guy at Barkley, goes down. I don't know about that. Man. But they've been using him in the red zone. I'm in the Pacific time zone, homie. All right, late stream for the win then. We'll do more late streams. Speedy and Tyreek at the top. I ain't mad at that. I don't think St. Brown could be the one. Like I said, the only ways I think I see it, but what happens if Tyreek Hill suffers the second half? You know what I'm saying? Like in the second half, Tua falls off again. And they had a nasty stretch down the playoffs, right? I've talked about that. Like, what happens if they slow down a little bit this year? What happens if that hamstring, which normally bothers him in the second half, what happens if that happens again, right? So there's a lot of what ifs when it comes to it, but that's where I have him at. And then CeeDee Lamb, obviously, I think that's holdout contingent. He's consistent. You know you're getting 1,500 from St. Brown this year. I agree. AJ hasn't dropped the ball a single time at practice. It's practice. They just put on pads. I hear you, Trey. I hear you. But we got to see that in the games, too. And AJ Brown's normally pretty sure-handed, so I'm not knocking AJ Brown at all. But I feel good about him in that tier. Ja'Marr could go down a tier. Why you say that? Why you think that? Feel like these top six can't be argued. I think this is where the tier breaks, in my opinion. And I don't, I think there's a lot of people who might debate me on Ja'Marr Chase and think he's higher, but that's where I got him until he's been a top 5 guy, mostly been a top 10 guy in his career. I got to see it. Love St. Brown. I think his ceiling isn't wide receiver 1, though. Everything else, I agree. All right, bet. Let's get into this next one. So I think here's where the clear, like, to me, at least to hear the clear tier break is. And at the top of this tier break, I got to go with my guy, Davante Adams, who has been pretty much a wide receiver 1 his entire career. And I think he stays locked in that role. He was a top 10 guy or top 11 guy last year. And I don't really see that changing with him. So when I talk about back end wide receiver 1 or high end wide receiver 2, depending on your league size, Davante is going to be that with competent quarterback play. And if he has a healthy season, he's going to be at least a 1,200-yard, 10-touchdown guy. That's just who he is. So Davante Adams obviously belongs in this tier, no matter if it's Minshew or Aiden O'Connell. My next player I put in this tier is also going to be a wide receiver 1 and always is a wide receiver 1, especially with this new offense now under Liam Cohen. Mike Evans, a lot of people are concerned about Chris Godwin's role in this offense, stepping up in the slot. But why is that going to take away from Mike Evans when Baker throws the deep ball with the best of them? He takes shots downfield. So although we won't see as much of Mike in the slot, he just got paid. I think Mike is one of the more consistent options that we have out of this realm right here. This next wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 tier might get a little long. I ain't going to lie to y'all, right? So this is going to be a pretty dense tier of players that could be wide receiver 1s or wide receiver 2s. And I think consistency-wise, Mike Evans belongs there. Next up, I think this one requires a little bit of leap of faith, just like it did last year. It didn't pan out last year because Aaron Rodgers was out. But Garrett Wilson should take a massive leap up. He was a 1,000-yard guy with Zach Wilson and the randoms throwing to him there with the Jets. But Aaron Rodgers expected back. Will be looking his way in the red zone. Probably take some shots deep with Garrett Wilson. I think this is a safe spot to put him in this wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 tier. I think at floor, we can expect him to be a top 15 guy if Aaron Rodgers plays the entire season. All right, next up, get to some of the more dicey names. I think for sure we could put Puka Nacua in this tier as well. I mean, he was a top 10 receiver last year. Most of the season, he was a top 5 guy. I don't know exactly where he finished. I can't remember off the top of my head. But Puka Nacua belongs in this tier, and Stafford was force-feeding him. Obviously, the team lost Aaron Donald in the offseason, so they're going to have to rely a lot more on their offense. I think he's being drafted a little higher than I would want to take him, but he belongs in this category because I don't think he finishes outside of the top 15 or 16 receivers. All right, next up in this tier, my man Drake London. Where you at, Drake? Drake, the light-skinned Drake. Drake London, there he goes. And yes, I know this is probably one of the more debatable ones. A lot of people don't like Drake London for whatever reason. He's let people down in the past, but I got a feeling this Atlanta offense is going to be humming under Zach Robinson, new offensive coordinator, and Raheem Morris, who's emphasized getting the ball to his playmakers. So this isn't Desmond Ridder anymore. This isn't anybody, ain't no backups. This is Kirk Cousins coming into the fold, and Drake London's going to be a big part of this offense. No matter what we're saying about Bijan Robinson, no matter what we're saying about Kyle Pitts, Drake London is going to be a focal piece of this offense. Should be a top 15 guy here. Next up, a focal point for the Niners offense, Deebo Samuel. And I would have had Brandon Ayuk higher had we known he was going to play and had we known he's getting paid. But I'm also going to put Brandon Ayuk right here just because of a little uncertainty. I would have ranked Brandon Ayuk higher than Deebo Samuel if we knew he was re-signing and he was good to go. I don't know how this holdout's going to go. So for now, it's a temporary hold on Brandon Ayuk's value. Could change, but both of these guys should be wide receiver 2 worthy or higher, top 15 type players when they play. Brandon Ayuk for consecutive seasons now has been a top 15 guy. And then Deebo Samuel, when he's been healthy, is always a threat to be a top 12 wide receiver. So both Niners receivers belong in this conversation, and both should be able to finish as top 15 receivers. All right, next up, a lot of people are doubting my guy Michael Pittman, but Michael Pittman has a role on this team, right? And everybody's excited about A.D. Mitchell. We heard Shane Steichen talking about Alec Pierce. Obviously, the team has Josh Downs that they've invested in last season, 3rd-round pick. So bunch of good weapons for AR-15 this year, but the main guy is Michael Pittman, and he had 2 touchdowns with Anthony Richardson in those first 3 games he played last year. So I don't doubt that Michael Pittman's going to have every opportunity to get touchdowns. Whether he gets the yardage he got under Minshew, I'm not sure, but I know that Anthony Richardson is going to take some shots with him in the red zone. So I love Michael Pittman here. I think he's being disrespected a little too much. We're all anticipating it, not we are all, but a lot of analysts in the community is expecting Anthony Richardson to struggle as a passer. It's not his rookie year anymore. It's a second season in the offense, and Shane Steichen's going to get that thing under control. So I trust Anthony Richardson to be a 3,500 to 4,000 yard passer. Michael Pittman is the lead receiver on the team. He'll be the beneficiary of it. All right, next up, another controversial name that should not be a controversial name. Stephon Diggs belongs in this category, right? Now, a lot of people don't like Stephon Diggs for whatever reason. They think that he had a bad second half of the year, when if we look at the first half of the season, he was elite. He still finished as a top 10 receiver last year. So to hate on Diggs to me doesn't seem right when he's going to be playing indoors. That Buffalo second half was a lot of weather-based. Tough defenses there in the AFC East. Things are a little bit lighter in the AFC South. And you go to a team that has other weapons to take coverage away with Nico Collins and Tank Dell, Dalton Schultz. So to me, we saw what Noah Brown was in this offense. Imagine what Stephon Diggs is going to be in this offense. I'll take him all day, seeing as he was a top 10 guy last year. And I think to be honest, when we look back, I'll have Stephon Diggs a little too low. All right, a couple more here in this category. Like I said, this is probably one of the bigger categories. I think Cooper Kupp belongs in this category as well. How do you guys feel about that? A lot of people were down on Cooper Kupp after last season. But when he played, when he was healthy and when Matt Stafford played, he was still a starting wide receiver 1 for our team. It was the injuries that made us think, maybe Cooper Kupp's not elite anymore. It's the injuries that have his draft stock outside of the top 20. When Cooper Kupp plays in this offense season, he's the 1 or 2, however you want to put it. They're 1A and 1B under with Matt Stafford there. 1A, 1B. He can support both. And I think Cooper Kupp is going to have a rebound season, especially if he can stay healthy. That's the caveat with him. That's the only reason he's not higher. To be honest, he would be at the top of this tier right here, maybe even right here. He'd probably be at the top of this tier if we knew he was going to be healthy coming into the season. That's what I would say. I think Cooper Kupp would be a top 7 to 8 pick at receiver. He'd be a top 7 to 8 receiver if we knew he was going to be healthy. All right, and then the last person in this tier. I know I'm probably going to piss some people off with this. The last person I have in this tier, Chris Olave. Now, I know what Chris Olave is, and a lot of people are excited about Clint Kubiak's new system coming in there. Obviously, focus on the run game under Kubiak, but then, you kind of see a little bit of improvement out of Olave. It's just he kind of is who he is at receiver, in my opinion. And I don't really see a whole lot of volume out of Derek Carr. I don't see a whole lot of changing in Chris Olave's role. He's going to be some deep shots, and he's going to have some chances, some short yardage stuff. And they're also going to use Rashid Shaheed a little bit more downfield, right? And we can kind of look at like the Niners offense and look at what Brandon Ayuk was. Brandon Ayuk wasn't heavily targeted. I think Olave gets more targets than that, but is he going to be as efficient as Brandon Ayuk, who I think is a better complete receiver than Chris Olave? So under Clint Kubiak, who is from the Niners system, if we expect a Brandon Ayuk type-ish role for Chris Olave, we're probably going to see somewhere around the 110, 120 target marker. He's going to be around 80 catches. It's not going to be this thing where Chris Olave is catching 100 balls. He's not going to be this thing where he's catching 10 touchdowns. Maybe it's a slight improvement on the yardage. Maybe it's a slight improvement on the receptions. But the ceiling is why I have Chris Olave down here. I think he's a back-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2 at best. Whereas some of these guys I think have higher ceilings. That's it for my wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2s. How y'all feeling about that? How y'all feeling about that? How y'all feeling about that? DJ Moore, especially after being paid in the wide receiver 1 or 2 category. Same with Garrett. I got DJ Moore a little lower than that. Ayuk, I got him up there, though. Drake Leonard will be top 5. I'm not mad at the take. I ain't mad at the take. Wild Monroe over Chase. I explained it, my man. I think he has a better shot if both CD and Tyreek go down. I think he has a better shot just based on the offense and the way he's played over the years. I don't know why people faded Kupp hard. He's still top tier. He's in this tier for sure. Kupp is in this tier for sure. Chase got the talent, but bro only produced an elite fantasy receiver once. We got to keep it real. And it depends. He has been injury prone and Burrow's been injury prone. So but y'all need to listen to Trey, man. Go like the stream up. Like the stream. We got 20 people in the stream. It better be 20 likes at least when I'm done with this thing, man. I take Debo over London. I'm not mad at that. They're right there neck and neck. You know, it's a preference thing for you guys too. Like these are my rankings, but not sure if these are in order or just in tiers without the ranking. These are kind of in order. And Kupp is for sure in there. Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith let us down last year, but I think they could be great. Great value. What you think, Jahan? I'm gonna talk about them in just a second. I know you explained Pittman's situation. Just don't see the reception monster like last year, so maybe down one. I think he could be a wide receiver 1. Would it shock you if he was a top 12 receiver this year? If he caught 12 touchdowns, had 1,200, 1,300 yards, I don't think that would shock anybody. I don't care. I'm putting DJ Moore in that tier, especially after the payday about quarterbacks, because you have guys with no quarterbacks in there like Adams. The quarterback play, sometimes it's just a receiver. And DJ Moore to me he's not an elite receiver. I think he had an elite stretch of games that made him an elite fantasy receiver last year. But I don't think he's an elite receiver. All right, a couple more here. Olave should be at the top of the next tier. So you don't think there's any chance he could be a wide receiver 1 this year, a top 12 receiver? That's kind of where you're putting him. Like you don't think he could be a top 12 to 15 receiver. That's what wide receiver 1, 2 is. It's probably like top 15-ish type receiver. I really think Marvin Harrison should be tier 2. A lot of people do, and a lot of people are excited. I don't think he has the wide receiver 1 ceiling that everybody wants. Maybe I could put him in there. But he's going like top 7, 8 right now. DK or Cooper, they're coming up next. Angel agrees with it. Let's go. Hill, Lamb, Jettas, Garrett Wilson are the ones with the best touchdown upside. You know, I actually don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. I don't. Garrett Wilson was going to score a lot of touchdowns this year. A la Devontae. Got to get that discount on Kupp. He could get hurt, but if he don't, he's going to shatter the ADP. Exactly. And I love taking players like that, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, those are the kind of players that I draft. The ones that, like, if I draft these guys, they're going to blow their ADP out the water. Those are the players that I really try to buy into. So let's get into this next tier. Obviously, we get a little dicier. Receivers gets a little dicier, I'd say, than running backs. All right. Next up. So one of the names that was just in the chat, I did not put him in this category. DK Metcalf. I think we kind of know what DK Metcalf is. Like, his ceiling's probably more top 12, top 15-ish than it is like can be a wide receiver 1. I think he's locked in that role, but what I'm concerned about is this offense. Does it look different? Do they still force feed DK? Does Jason get more involved? Are they going to try to like change the offense around a little bit? Does Geno look good? A lot of question marks there, but DK, he's not a huge volume guy anymore. It's like that's his more of like touchdowns and deep balls. So while I think he belongs firmly in the wide receiver 2 category, I just don't really see a shot at him being like a wide receiver 1 on a weekly basis, if that makes sense. And that's why he's down here. I think he's less of wide receiver 3, but just more wide receiver 2-ish. I think we can kind of know, like when we get DK, we're getting a wide receiver 2. He's going outside the top 20 receivers right now. Next up is DJ Moore, who I just talked about. Yes, he had an elite stretch of games last year, including a 50-point game. And he got paid. I know he got the contract, but he also only got, what, $26 million a year? 27 million a year, something like that. It wasn't big money. So the contract doesn't like take me over the edge. It's not like he got paid as a top 5 receiver. But the team also has Keenan Allen. The team also drafted Rome Odunze. The team also has a rookie quarterback. So there's a lot of changes coming to this offense. And so I think he could be a good yak guy, but is he going to be a consistent guy that sees another top 12, top 10 wide receiver season? I don't see that. I think I'd rather have every single player that I put ahead of him. And that's why he belongs in this tier. I think firmly he's in the wide receiver 2 cap conversation on a weekly basis. There will be wide receiver 1 weeks with DJ Moore, but there will also be wide receiver 3 and flex weeks with DJ Moore, if that makes sense as well. So although I think DJ Moore is a good player, I just don't think he's among the elites when it comes to these receivers. And then next up, obviously, probably going to miss on this one, Marvin Harrison. And this is just playing the floor more than it is trying to down talk the man. I think Marvin Harrison is going to be a phenomenal football player, probably one of the best receivers, if not the best receiver in the league here very soon. I don't doubt that. What I am doubting is his ADP right now and where he is going. If you want to take him and put him in this category, that means for sure you think he's going to be back in wide receiver 1, high end wide receiver 2. I'm not mad at the take. I just think I'm more comfortable putting him in a wide receiver 2 tier. And if he had 1,100, 1,200 yards, to me, that's a really good season. We've been spoiled with wide receiver play over the years. And although Kyler likes his guys, he's been a 3,500-yard passer most of his career. He had the one season with D-Hop where he went crazy, where D-Hop went crazy for 1,400 yards, and that was with a prime DeAndre Hopkins. So I'll say this. I think Marvin can be great. I think he will be great. This year, it wouldn't surprise me to see some learning curve in there, and maybe during the second half of the year, we see wide receiver 1 Marvin Harrison, which is what people are banking on. But it wouldn't shock me to see a couple cornerback matchups, a couple struggles throughout the year for Harrison where he has a couple dud games or the coverage gets to him. It's the NFL. It's a little different. So Marvin Harrison down here in this tier, I understand, probably one of my bigger fades, but this is where I got him tier-wise. It would not shock me to see him in this range, but I'm going to tier him down here for now. All right, next up, no matter how I do this list, it's going to be disrespect or feel like disrespect. Nico Collins, who was a top 12 guy last year, down here in the wide receiver 2, 3 tier. I think he's a second receiver here on this Texans team. Obviously, they went and got Stephon Diggs this offseason. We talked about him. I have him as the lead dog on his team. But if you believe in Nico Collins, then you could probably switch these two. But I think he's a tier break. I think he's in the wide receiver 2 category and will probably be a wide receiver 3 on some weeks when Schultz, Joe Mixon, Tank Dell get a little bit more involved. But this is already going to be a tough situation to monitor throughout the year when it comes to Diggs, Collins, and Tank Dell. So I like his draft spot. I like his draft spot here for me, his ranking for me. I don't like where he's going right now, and he's going up here in this range. To me, it's a little early. If you believe in Nico, that's fine. But I would still tier him down closer to this range than up at the top. I think he firmly fits in the wide receiver 2 range. I don't really see a wide receiver 1 ceiling for Nico Collins. I see a wide receiver 2 ceiling. All right, next up in this tier, we got Jalen Waddle, who we've seen be a wide receiver 1 in the past. It's just this offense, he's dealt with injuries, and this offense is going to go through Tyreek Hill at a major scale. The run game got going last year. They're going to get Devon Achane in there a little bit more involved. So, Jalen Waddle is obviously an elite talent. That's why they paid him. But to expect that out of Jalen Waddle without a clear number 2 role, I think is a little tough. So while I think he gets going and he provides some valuable weeks for us, And with the Tyreek Hill injury, I'm shooting him probably way up into this range, more into like this top 10 to 12 range. I think I could put Jalen Waddle here with confidence, knowing that he's probably going to be a wide receiver 2 when it's all said and done, but he may have some wide receiver 3 weeks, or if he gets nicked up again or things happen, he could fit into the wide receiver 3 range. I think he's more of a wide receiver 2. All right, next up. I wanted to put his running mate right there, but I'm going to go and move up George Pickens. I so wanted to put him in the wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 tier. I wanted to so bad, but I can't do it. Even if he has an explosive season, I don't want to do that out of fairness to the receivers that are ahead of him. Do y'all see these receivers right now? Receiver, it's really top heavy. When you talk about the top 30 guys, there is some talent at receiver. That's why I'm so adamant about at least getting 3 receivers in the top 6 rounds, because there's a lot of talent this year at the receiver position. So I would try not to skip on one of these guys. Try not to skip on 2, like having 2 receivers out of this range. But for damn sure, once it gets to 30, 35, you better have 3 receivers. And George Pickens is one that I think could take a major leap up. 1,180 yards last year, 63 catches, only has 6 touchdowns. If he takes even a small step up in targets, right? We're talking more receptions. We're talking more touchdowns. They're going to play him out the slot a little bit. Arthur Smith's going to get him on the loose. A lot of positive things coming out there. And now playing with competent quarterback play. He did that with Mitch Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Kenny Pickett. So if we can just get competent quarterback play out of George Pickens, and that was with Deontay Johnson there. There's a possibility that George Pickens has a crazy, crazy fantasy season. Like 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, 80 catches. That's a real possibility from a guy that had 63, 1,106 last year. A little bit better efficiency, some easy work out the slot. A healthy season, better quarterback play. Easily could have a monster year. I love taking him in this range, but like I said, it's just showing respect to the guys who have already done it, and we got a lot of receivers this year. All right, next up in this range. This is another deep range that I got here. Next up in this range, one of my favorites. Your boy. Calvin Ridley. I don't know why there's so many people who are down on Calvin Ridley this year. A lot of people are down on him. They're saying they would rather take other receivers that go way after him because they have more upside. This is a guy who was universally considered a top 12 pick last year because he was playing with Trevor Lawrence. I get it. The year last time we saw him on a football field before that, he was a consensus top 5 receiver according to the fantasy community. And now he's down in the wide receiver 36 range. I don't think Will Levis is going to be that bad this year. Like, you would have to have Will Levis be at 2,500 yard levels in order for Calvin Ridley just not to even have 1,000-yard floor. Imagine Will Levis throws for 3,500 yards with just him, D-Hop, and Tyler Boyd. Calvin Ridley's going to be a 1,300-yard guy next year. He stays healthy, he's going to be a 1,300-yard guy. Will Levis throws 20 touchdowns. 8 of those at least are going to Calvin Ridley. They're talking about using him like Jamar Chase. I'm excited about Calvin Ridley. I think he has good potential here in the wide receiver 2-3 range. I don't really see a wide receiver 1 type ceiling, but to me, he's a locked-in wide receiver 2. Next up on this in this tier, Devontae Smith. Now, this is another guy, man. I would love to put him higher. Last year, I was higher on Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith, but these wide receiver 2s, man, it's tough to put him up there when you got the talent that's going ahead of him, right? Like, I try to figure out where would I move Devontae Smith over, and it's like I would have to be disrespecting some major talent here to put him ahead of him. He also got paid this offseason. Probably should be a 1,000-yard guy. Doesn't really have the volume that I'm anticipating when it comes to, receptions and touchdowns. So I'll put him down here. I think he's probably going to be a wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3, but I think this is a really good spot to put him, similar to Jalen Waddle. And he has upside, I think, if A.J. Brown were to go down. But before that, I think he's kind of limited and will be a little inconsistent for our team. So I like Devontae Smith. He's in the wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 tier. All right, and then a few more. We have a few more in this range, and then I'm going to cut it off because I think there's some other guys that could go in this range, but I'm going to cut it off. Next up on this list is Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen. It's very hard for me to put Keenan Allen down here because I think he's one of the best receivers in the game still. He showed that last year. This is a very hard person for me to rate. I will say this because I have so much confidence in Keenan Allen's ability, and I think he could still be a 100-catch guy, 1,400-yard receiver, seven, 8 touchdowns. I still think he's that player. But being in an offense with DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, rookie Caleb Williams, where they never had a 4,000-yard passer, rookie QB, on a 1-year deal, didn't get the long-term extension. I have my concerns. I have my concerns when it comes to Keenan Allen. So I think he'll be phenomenal. I think we're probably going to be getting value again with Keenan Allen. It's tough to draft him and it's tough to rate him right now because of the situation more than the player. I don't think he's getting worse, but I do think it's right to recognize the age. I do think it's right to place some other players with a little higher ceiling. But it's like we just saw the man come off of a crazy season last year where while he was healthy, he was a top 3 guy. And we're putting him down here in wide receiver 2-3 land. So I don't know, man. This is a big problem for me is trying to rate these guys accurately and making sure that I go for floor and ceiling. So just taking into account the age, taking into account the fact he plays in Chicago, taking into account rookie quarterback, taking into account his own injury concerns. That's the reason why I have him down here. Just the risk baked in as opposed to like, I think he could be a wide receiver 1, but I don't think I would rate him as that right now with the guys that are ahead of him. Next up in this tier, I think is a lock for this tier, and a lot of people are discounting Chris Godwin, who was in this tier last season and now going to be playing exclusively out the slot in a role that he prefers. The coaches are talking about getting him the rock a lot. To me, this is a no-brainer. A guy that's probably going to finish somewhere in the top 20. I think it's a no-brainer for where he's going right now. Give me Chris Godwin, who's going mostly outside the top 25, 30 receivers in most formats. I got 3 more guys in this tier. Actually, 4. I got 4 more players in this tier. 4 more. Which I don't know. I don't know the numbers on this right now. 6, 12, 18, 24. We're already at, what is this, 25 players already? Did I count that right? 6, 12, 17, 23. We're already at 28 players. This is 28 receivers already, bro. This is crazy. But before Amari Cooper, I'll do Amari Cooper right quick. Amari Cooper, down here in this range, and obviously the health of Deshaun Watson and the accuracy of Deshaun Watson comes into play here. He looks great down the stretch with Joe Flacco, but he was really inconsistent at times, and I don't really see him finishing as like a top 12 guy. I think he can be an inconsistent wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 for your team, depending on how many games he plays. But Amari Cooper's down here, man. Like, he plays in Cleveland. They traded for Jerry Jeudy, and they've been talking up Jerry Jeudy a little bit. Cedric Tillman's going to get a little bit more involved, supposedly. Obviously, the team has Elijah Moore, and we don't know what Deshaun Watson's going to look like this year. So a lot of question marks there, and he was barely a top 20 guy last year. I think he was wide receiver 22 last year, in a year where he played healthy and had a strong finish with Joe Flacco. So I like Amari Cooper, and I think he has potential, but I do have some concerns when it comes to him as far as ranking him above some of these other players. I'll take him down here. Then next up is T. Higgins, another wide receiver 2. When he plays, guys, like, it's easy to forget because we haven't seen T. Higgins finish a full season, but this is a guy, I mean, I was putting him in the top 12 last season. And now to come down here like wide receiver 30 range, to me, there's a lot of value. Like I said, this range specifically is probably going to produce the most value. It's going to produce a lot of value for the people that hit. Now, to call out the exact hits, it's tough to do, right? We're not going to be perfect with that, but the people who hit in this range are going to be very happy with their teams. So the more players you can get when it comes to like the wide receiver 2, 3 range right here, I think you're going to be happy with the team. But T. Higgins in a contract year, obviously down Joe Mixon now on this offense. They're going to have to go exclusively through Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and I guess, according to reports, Mike Gesicki. But T. Higgins is going to be a very vital part of this offense if he can stay healthy, which has been the big problem for T. Higgins so far. He stays healthy, he's probably going to be around 1,100 yards, around 10 touchdowns. That's just who T. Higgins is. But to get that kind of value down here, you do have to take some risk, and there is some risk baked in with T. Higgins right now. And then the last player in this tier, Scary Terry, who is like the old DJ Moore, right? A lock for 1,005. Like we just know we're getting 1,000 yards, 5 touchdowns out of Terry McLaurin. He's done it damn near every season. But the interesting note is like, how will Jaden Daniels be here? Is Jaden Daniels going to be a lot better, or is he going to be similar to what they had in Sam Howell last year as a rookie, right? Like Sam Howell last year threw for 4,000 yards, was chucking the ball every game. So Terry McLaurin had a lot of opportunity. It just wasn't accurate placement on the balls every time. Now, when it comes to Terry McLaurin and Jaden Daniels, they already have shown a strong chemistry. They're trying things downfield, and it's a brand new offense under Cliff Kingsbury. So would it be shocking to see like Terry McLaurin significantly outplay this draft spot up here in this range? I think we kind of know he's a wide receiver 2 or 3 at best. Like it's kind of who Terry McLaurin is. He's pushed the wide receiver 1 at time, but I think he's more of like a high-end wide receiver 2. If Jaden Daniels is elite early on, he's going to be up here. Terry McLaurin will be up here in this range. If Jaden Daniels struggles a little bit like most rookies do, I think he's going to be more back here in this range. Like I said, which one of these guys you taking down over Terry McLaurin? That's where I'm at. How do you guys feel about this wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 tier? How y'all feel? How y'all feel? How y'all feel? I am missing Jaden Reed in this tier. I think I got to put Jaden Reed in that tier, but I haven't moved him up yet. I got my new rankings dropping Friday. By the way, if you have not got the draft guide, it's loaded. It's loaded. So make sure to go get the draft guide. 50% off until August 7th. What's up, Jay? In your opinion, are there receivers that play for specific coaches systems that are going to boost them higher than people are projecting? I just talked about Cliff Kingsbury for Terry McLaurin. I also think Arthur Smith with George Pickens is going to get him involved in different ways. I love what Brian Callahan's probably going to do with Calvin Ridley this year, especially if he's calling him his Jamar Chase. And then Drake London under Zach Robinson is going to be crazy. I talked about every single coaching change in the draft guide too. So I talked about head coaches and offensive coordinator changes. I see your point with DK. I'm a Seahawks fan. What's good question? At the 105, would you take Jefferson or Amon-Ra? Depends on your risk tolerance, right? Are you going to go safe or are you going to go for the upside? That's what all that matters right there. Safe for the upside. I'm gonna be with you on Pickens ranking that year. I got you. I think Pickens in store for a good year, man. Wilson and Fields really got into a fight already? Wilson, you talking about not Roman Wilson, right? Russell Wilson and Justin Fields got into a fight? That's crazy. Yo, what's good, Cade? What's good? I think Smitty beats his ADP by quite a bit. I'm not mad at that take. It's just the receiver's deep. Receiver is deep. I know they picked up Hollywood and Worthy, but Rice will be just as good, if not better, than he was last season. I'll be talking about Rice here very soon. Tempering the expectations with Pickens because you think 90% run offense is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ronald, what's good, bro? Yeet Man was popping. K back in the chat. I just feel like I can't trust a lot of these guys, even the RBs. That's why we're down here, though. We're down here in the wide receiver 2-3 range because of that. I like a lot of these players, but there's risk built in. Otherwise, if there was no risk built in, I think we'd be talking about a lot of these guys as wide receiver 1s, but that's why they're down here. I knew you were fading Marvin Harrison Jr., didn't realize that low. To me, like, it's funny when people say that low. Like, to me, I think that's respect. Putting him up there as a top 20 guy, to me, is respect. I think that's respect, but maybe that's just me. I mean, Olave, Cooper Kupp, Diggs, Pittman, Ayuk, Debo, Drake London. Drake London was a guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, Nakua had the year he had last year. Garrett Wilson, Mike, Devontae. Like, who are you putting? I don't know. I just find it tough to just move Marvin Harrison up there because that's the expectation. I find it tough. All right, next up, Flex. And he probably should have been up in the next tier, but Christian Kirk. I think that offense is going to look exactly like it did last year with Gabe Davis playing the Zay Jones role, Brian Thomas playing the Calvin Ridley role, Evan Ingram playing his role, and Christian Kirk still playing the same role he played. So I think for the most of the season, he was like in the top 15 to 20 range at receiver. He was really good. He'll probably be that. But I do think there will be some weeks where we don't see enough of Christian Kirk. So I think he's going to be a phenomenal play. I would love to have him at flex. I might want to put him up in this tier, but I think he's more wide receiver 3 flex worthy than he is or wide receiver 2 worthy just because of this. I'm sure with injuries and shit, he's probably going to be a top 20 guy if he plays the whole year, but I got him down more in this range for the ceiling. I think he lacks a little bit of ceiling. Next up, I got Jaden Reed. And I'm really excited about Jaden Reed this year. I think they're going to try to get him the ball as much as possible this year. He was a top 10 guy down the stretch last year, and I would love to put him in this tier right here. Maybe I should. I'm coming around on that. I might have to do these rankings again once we get closer to the season. But Jaden Reed is climbing up my list, and I might be too low on him still. But we know that this Packers team also has Dontavian Wicks. They also got Christian Watson. And, of course, they have Romeo Doubs. The tight ends are healthy, Tucker Kraft and Luke Musgrave. Well, Tucker Kraft, I think, just got an injury. But Luke Musgrave is there. And then now the run game, too. They invested in Marshawn Lloyd. They also re-signed A.J. Dillon. And, of course, they signed Josh Jacobs to a pretty lucrative deal this offseason. So I think Jaden Reed belongs here. I would love to put him higher, and I might when it gets closer to the season. But for now, this is where I got him. Next up, if he does not get suspended, I think Rashee Rice belongs in here. A red zone target for Pat Mahomes last year. Closer to the line of scrimmage, intermediate targets guy. I think Rashee Rice could definitely duplicate his second half of last season. Now, the question is, does he get suspended? Another question is, how much does Hollywood Brown get involved now that they sign him? Another question is, how much do they throw downfield to Xavier Worthy? And another question is, how good does Travis Kelce look? So if his offense looks exactly like it did last year, Rashee Rice is going to go much higher. But if it is a little bit more of a higher passing attack, we see Pat take some chances, going after records, which I think could be in play for Pat Mahomes this year. Rashee Rice probably belongs in this range because I think we're going to see Hollywood, we're going to see Xavier Worthy, Travis Kelce, all the receivers, Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Isaiah Pacheco. We're going to see everybody involved with this Chiefs offense. So I think with the other weapons around him, I have him down here. Next up, a guy that, a lot of people like and probably have higher, Zay Flowers. To me, I love the receivers, man. I love receivers this year. I do. There's a lot that I like. But Zay Flowers, the one concern I have with him is ceiling. And obviously, Mark Andrews will be back this year. The offense is going to go through Derrick Henry on the ground game. Lamar is expected to be running a little bit more this year now that he's dropped the weight. Rashad Bateman's expected to take a leap up like he is every year, right? But I think Zay Flowers is just kind of capped at he reminds me of Chris Olave, but just a tier down. We kind of know he's not going to be a 100-catch guy. We kind of know he's not going to be an 8 to 10 touchdown guy. He just is who he is. And I think maybe the yardage can increase, but we're talking about guys that have yardage and touchdown potential going ahead of him. I got Zay Flowers down here, man. It would take a massive leap for him as not just a player, but then his role in the offense to grow significantly. And this team probably would need to be pivoting away from using Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely and the run game in the red zone and Lamar using his legs a lot more. So that's where I'm at with Zay Flowers. I think he can improve in yardage, but I just don't see a steep incline to a wide receiver 2 spot for him for Zay Flowers this season. Next up, got to take a chance. Malik Neighbors. So Malik Neighbors obviously is, a lot of people like Malik Neighbors this year, a lot higher than I have him, unfortunately. A lot of people have him in the top 25 range. And could he be a 1,000-yard guy? Yeah, I think every player I put on here so far could be a 1,000-yard guy. I don't see anybody I put on here that's just for sure they're not a 1,000-yard guy. And when I think of what Malik Neighbors could be, I think his ceiling this year is kind of 1,000, 1,100 yards with 5 or 6 touchdowns. And it depends a lot on Daniel Jones too. I think he's an elite receiver, but you're paired with Daniel Jones, who can't hit shit downfield. So I think quarterback play is going to be the demise of Malik Neighbors, unfortunately. And when you have other receivers like Wan'Dale Robinson's going to be a possession guy for him. Jalen Hyatt's going to be a guy downfield. Darius Slayton's earned a role on this team offensively throughout the years, 600, 700-yard role at least. I'm not saying he's anything crazy. But Darius Slayton has earned a role. He's been the leading receiver on his team for a few years now. I just think that Malik Neighbors, if we're expecting Daniel Jones to be a 4,000-yard guy, then yeah, maybe I'm putting Malik Neighbors higher. But Daniel Jones is going to be around 3,000 yards. His career high is 3,200 yards. So I'm just not expecting much out of Daniel Jones this year, to be honest with y'all. And the offensive line obviously isn't great still. They made some improvements this offseason. But I'm still putting Malik Neighbors down here until I see a complete change in Daniel Jones's accuracy, and then we can start to move him up as the season goes on. But for now, Malik Neighbors down here. All right. Next up, oldie but goodie, DeAndre Hopkins. And a lot of people are fading the name DeAndre Hopkins. I still think he's got a lot of juice left, man. I would love to put DeAndre Hopkins higher, and I think he probably in real football deserves it. But when it comes to fantasy, I think he's going to serve as the 1B, maybe even the 2 to Calvin Ridley's 1. So, I mean, could he have a 1,000-yard year? I think it would be dumb to doubt DeAndre Hopkins and saying he can get a 1,000-yard season. But I think we kind of know this offense is going to shift towards Calvin Ridley. They also brought in Tyler Boyd, so he's going to be a part of the offense. Reminds me of a player who probably is going to be somewhat closer to like the 900 to 1,000-yard range. And it wouldn't shock me to see him like 7 to 8 touchdowns, though. I like DeAndre Hopkins. I just don't really see like a wide receiver 2 ceiling for him. He's more of a flex guy to me, in my opinion. Major leap expected up for my guy, JSN. This is kind of a leap of faith, putting him up this high. It's a leap of faith. And I think JSN should be a solid flex. He was close to he was a wide receiver 48 last year in his rookie year in a different type of offense. This offense suits him now. It's going to be offense that favors his play style. So JSN to me, I'm for sure going to be on JSN in a lot of drafts. I love his draft spot right now. He's going outside of top 40 receivers in most drafts. He has a lot of upside. And, you know, I've been expecting a first 1,000-yard season for JSN. Shouldn't be out the realm of possibilities. Now, could he still be behind Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf? Yes. Could Geno Smith not be good this year? I don't see it that way, but it's a possibility. Could the team still decide if they want to go through the run game with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet? Absolutely. But with Ryan Grubb there, who knows the talent that JSN is, I'd expect him to put him in good position. So JSN, to me, has a lot of upside going at this spot right here. I could clearly see him being in like the 1,000 yards, six touchdown range very easily. Next up in this tier, I think he's flex worthy. Hollywood Brown. It's just a matter of the offense. And I never really liked Hollywood Brown in like the wide receiver 2 or 3 range. But with Mahomes just being attached to him and knowing that he's a deep threat, knowing that he can do a lot more than just be a deep ball guy, I think Hollywood Brown belongs in here. Now, do I think he cracks 1,000 yards? This is where I start to probably question the 1,000-yard guys, is right around this range. But I do think that he could be like 1,005 if everything went well. He's only had one season over 800 yards, and that was his season where he had like 1,100, 1,200 yards. So it's not out of the realm of possibilities for Hollywood Brown, especially being with Pat. But that's where I'm giving him like the benefit of the doubt. The wide receiver 3 ceiling. I don't really see a wide receiver 2 ceiling here, and I do see a bit of a floor. If Xavier Worthy catches on, if Rashee Rice doesn't get suspended at all, I do think there could be a little bit of a floor. He's been injury prone in the past. So a lot at stake here with Hollywood Brown, who's dealt with foot injuries for a majority of his career. All right. Couple more players in this tier. Couple more. Someone who's kind of climbed up my board as of late, Deontay Johnson, could be doing a lot of the same thing that we were doing with Adam Thielen last year and just kind of disrespecting their draft spot. Deontay Johnson's had trouble staying on the field. He's had trouble with drops. But one thing that everybody loves about him is what? He gets open, right? So separation is what everybody goes to with Deontay Johnson. And they've been talking him up a lot. Brian Canales has been saying, you know, that they want to get him the football. And obviously he's going to be the main target, peppered with targets. We've seen Deontay Johnson get peppered with targets before. And it kind of ends up the same. Around 800 to 1,000 yards with about 4 to 6 touchdowns. Somewhere around the 80 catch marker because he struggles with drops. So could he get to 1,000 yards potentially in this offense? Yes. I also think Thielen will probably be more involved than we're leading on right now. Jonathan Mingles had a strong camp. Xavier Legette's also been showing out in camp. So, and we have to see Bryce Young make a significant leap as a pass thrower. So I like Deontay Johnson. He's a flex though. He's a flex. Flex him. Another receiver that everybody's going to say I have too low, Tank Dell. He's the clear 3 on this team. Doesn't have the touchdown upside. Doesn't have the receptions upside. And unless CJ Stroud throws for 5,000 yards, we're probably not getting a 1,000-yard season out of him, Nico Collins, and Diggs. So I think everybody's attached to the friendship that him and CJ have. You know what I'm saying? A little friendship they have. But to me, Tank Dell's a guy that's probably going to be more of a shot play kind of guy in this offense. So he's going to be an inconsistent flex wide receiver 3 if you want to call him that. That's fine, but I think he's going to be flex worthy for the majority of this season. And then I think the last player I'm going to put in this tier, actually, that's it. That ends this tier. How y'all feel about this tier? You guys like that tier? There's a couple big names I'm leaving out of this tier that people really like. Jahan, you see an awful team someone sent in the Discord earlier? Nah, I didn't. I gave it an 8. I don't know what the team. Oh, you talking about the team with all top guys on it? These rookie guys are hard reaching on MHJ. Where do you like his value? So yeah, I think because he's a rookie, I put him at like a top 20 guy, and I don't think that's bad. A lot of people think that's bad though. I don't think it's bad. Looking at that way makes sense. It's just if you look at receivers, there's a lot of really good receivers. When you talk about like highs and lows. Oh, it was a joke. I didn't realize. I haven't seen. I gotta take a look at that now. I gotta take a look at it. I like the price on Terry, but dang, dude couldn't break out with a 4,000 yard. Yeah, he had a 4,000 yard passer, but it's like it's a different offense now too. Like Cliff Kingsbury is going to be different. Cliff Kingsbury is going to be different than Ron Rivera. They're going to be taking different types of shots. Yeah, I said Marshawn Lynch. My bad, bro. Marshawn Lloyd. I'm probably going to do that a lot this year. That'll be an easy one. Easy one for me to mess up. If there was no chance Rice gets suspended, where would you have him ranked? Probably right where I have him at. Maybe over Kirk. But for now, that's where I got him. It wouldn't be much higher because the other weapons. Now, if Hollywood Brown didn't sign there, if they didn't draft Xavier Worthy, maybe I put him a little bit higher. But if Arthur Smith ruined AJB London, what can make Pickens? Arthur Smith didn't ruin AJ Brown. Did he? Health ruined AJ Brown, but he didn't ruin AJ Brown. AJ Brown was looking solid there. I wouldn't say he ruined AJ Brown. I think he looks better in Philly. Reed got his revenge and beat me in the fantasy playoffs after I dropped him. Man, him and Rashee Rice, I wasn't high enough on those guys down the stretch. I should have been a lot higher on them, but I didn't see Jaden Reed being a top 10 guy down the stretch. Did you? Oh, obviously not if you dropped him. He was a guy, he was just showing out every week, it felt like. Why don't you think Kirk belongs in the wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3 tier? I talked about it a little bit. I could have put him up there, but it's more so showing like, do I think for sure Christian Kirk is like a 90 catch, 1,000 yard, 5-6 touchdown guy? Probably, but I don't know. I maybe could have thrown him right in that tier. But I just think he's more flex worthy than anything. And Trevor does spread the ball out. He's been pretty much like right on the dot when it comes to 4,000 yards every year. Maybe I could have put Kirk up there. It was debatable. I mean, that was the cutoff for me. Will Keon Coleman be a dart throw? You're going to find out about these dart throws right now. I could literally throw a lot of receivers here in this dart throw area. There's only a few left. I'll leave the ones out that I don't want to put in there. All right. Romo Dunze belongs here in the dart throws. A lot of people probably want to put him in the flex, but he's the third receiver on the team right now. Even though he's showing strong chemistry with Caleb, I want to see a little bit more out of Romo Dunze before I start to rank him higher over the talent that's going ahead of him. And being the third receiver in line, like obviously we're expecting a lot from DJ Moore. Unless you think Keenan Allen is just going to be trash, how much can we expect out of Caleb? If he throws for over 4,000, I'll be wrong on all three of them. But for now, I'm going to leave Romo Dunze down here in this category. Next up, we got Jordan Addison, who with Darnold, I think is going to look a lot better. J.J. McCarthy's been showing out in camp. But if Darnold plays, I feel good about Jordan Addison at least being like potentially flex worthy or wide receiver 3 worthy on any given week. I just think he's going to service more as a dart throw in this category. I wouldn't automatically put him in the flex territory. That's where I got him. I think he's going to be really inconsistent this year and might have like kind of a second year. I wouldn't call it setback, but just not as good as he was in his second year. Next up in this tier, I do believe in Jameson Williams, and I think he plays a very similar role to what Jordan Addison does for his offense in this Lions offense. I can see him being a downfield guy, a guy that they get the ball over the middle and maybe outproducing this, but I think 1,000 yards would be like the absolute best type season. I don't know if Goff's going to get to 2,000-yard receivers, but I do see Jamison Williams having a strong season and a nice bounce back. I think he belongs here. I think he belongs with these receivers, and he shows the upside of any one of those guys. Same thing as Christian Watson. These are a lot of upside plays, right? That do have some pretty bad floors if they don't pan out. But Christian Watson belongs here, and obviously he could go higher too. But I think what we've seen injury-wise out of Christian Watson, and the fact that Romeo Doubs has kind of been servicing as the number 2 receiver, he belongs in here as well. Next up is Xavier Worthy, who has been playing really well in camp so far. They're taking a lot of deep shots. My concern is that you're not going to know when to start him. It'll probably feel like a Gabe Davis where they'll take shots downfield. They'll use him in other roles, but he'll be very inconsistent with his 3 to 4 catches a game. So that's my concern with Xavier Worthy. I think on a week-to-week basis, we'll have trouble starting him. But when we look back at the season, we might be like, damn, he put up wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 4 numbers. All right. Trying to find all my guys before we just go to the other ones. Brian Thomas belongs in this range, I think, tied to that offense. He should play a nice role if he develops. Obviously, we got to see if he develops, and that's why he's a dart throw. But a first-round pick going with Trevor Lawrence to play the Calvin Ridley role, I'd expect him to play well. And I think he might be a value too. Like, there's going to be a lot of people drafting him earlier than this. But if you can get Brian Thomas in a league, in your home league where they don't know the rookies, big body receiver, gonna be a problem at some point. I think it could happen as soon as this season. Next up, Courtland Sutton can go here too. And this all depends on quarterback play. We don't even know who the quarterback's going to be, assuming it's probably going to be Jarrett Stidham to start the year. I don't think Bo Nix is going to be ready, and I doubt that they throw Zach Wilson out there as a starter. I think Jarrett Stidham will get a chance to start, but Courtland Sutton has been pretty consistent as far as touchdowns that go, and he's been an 8 to 10 touchdown guy, somewhere around an 800 to 1,000-yard marker. So it's a nice dart throw, but he could very easily be replacing this offense by a Marvin Mims, by a Troy Franklin as his team goes throughout the season. So I think Courtland's the best guy there. It doesn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me to see him outside this range. All right, and then the last player I'm going to put in this tier, just because we kind of know who he is right now, is Tyler Lockett. I think Tyler Lockett belongs here. The only thing is, if he really does lose the role, then I would have to put him into the waivers. For now, I'm not sure the JSN role or his role and how good Gino's going to look in this offense. So for now, I'm going to put him at dart throws because he's proven he could be wide receiver 3 worthy most weeks. Like, Tyler Lockett's been pretty consistent, even when we've had him down in the rankings. So for now, I'm going to put Tyler Lockett here in the dart throws, and that's just according to who's available here on this board. Some other names that are not here on this board, we got guys like Jacoby Myers is not on here. Keon Coleman is right here on this board. He belongs in this waiver category to me, though. No Gabe Davis. No Rashid Shaheed. So there's some names. Jerry Judy's not on here. Rashad Bateman's a guy I like that's not on here. But for this last tier, Adonai Mitchell's going to go on here. I think this is a waiver guy. I'm not going to order these guys in any one particular. I think Brandon Cooks is more of a safe player. Adonai Mitchell, AD Mitchell is going to be a little bit more of a, let me put them in order. I think AD Mitchell is going to be more of a dart throw. We've been seeing him catch a lot of stuff downfield from Anthony Richardson this offseason. Curtis Samuel goes in the safe player tier. He's a safe guy. Should see a lot of volume. I might put him in the dart throw. Actually, let's move him to the front of this tier. Let's move him right here. I think he's probably the safest waiver guy. A guy I like taking in drafts is like my wide receiver 6 or 7. I like taking Curtis Samuel. I think Keon Coleman can go up here as well, right alongside here. It all depends on who is the wide receiver 1 here. One of these receivers is going to end up in the wide receiver 3 range. Curtis Samuel or Keon Coleman. Or it might be a combination of them both as the season goes on. I also think Khalil Shakir gets involved, but Dalton Kincaid is going to probably – him and Curtis Samuel are probably going to be the guys that are used close to the line of scrimmage. Keon Coleman should be a threat, but he might be inconsistent this year. Lamb McConkey can go up here, obviously. Has been showing great rapport. Could outproduce the spot, but we also haven't seen a lot of Joshua Palmer. Quinn Johnson's also been a name that Jim Harbaugh said he's going to be a problem, quote. We'll see if we believe it. And DJ Chark has earned a spot on the starting roster for now, starting lineup for now. So, obviously, a lot can happen this preseason. Lab McConkey can go here for now. I'm not buying a full Mike Williams bounce back, but paired up with Aaron Rodgers, I can't doubt him. He would be a name I like off of waivers. I'm just not really big on him this year. Dontavian Wicks, the community is really excited about. I'm not. He's the 4th guy. I only see Romeo Doubs on here. And then the last guy, Jahan Dotson, has some potential, but would need to show me a lot this year in order to be rostered. Those are the receivers. That's how I got it. What y'all think? Everyone thinks every receiver in Houston going to get 15. Yeah, that's. I don't get when you rank the players, how are all of them top 25 guys to you? Like Tank Dell goes top 25, Stephon Diggs goes top 25, and Nico goes top 25. How does that work? Unless CJ Stroud is 5,000 yards, how does that work? And even if that's 4,500 yards, if they all got 1,500, 1,300 yards, you still got Schultz, you still got Noah Brown, you still got John Mechie who's trying to make an impact, trying to make the roster, still got Joe Mixon out the backfield. And Stroud barely threw for 4,000 yards last year. Jay, and if the Caleb Williams struggles early, is the Bears offense fantasy-wise doomed? No, I don't think so, because I think there might be a point where we see Caleb on a stretch of games where we're like, oh, shit, this is why he was baby Pat Mahomes. So I think to expect that out the gate is wrong. I think I expect struggles, especially in Chicago. But, would it shock you at all? It wouldn't shock me at all if Caleb Williams is there's a stretch of games where he threw for 350 and 3 touchdowns. I think we're going to see some of those games out of Caleb this year, especially with the talent around him. The hype around Houston is crazy. It'll be disappointing if Collins and Diggs blow this year. Yeah, I think it will be too, but I don't really see that. I think they put weapons around CJ. I think he's real. You think Ayuk and Debo will both finish ahead of Olave? Either Ayuk or Debo has to be the wide receiver 2 on their team, though. But they both were elite. They both have been elite. And both of those guys are top 15 guys. What was Olave last year? What did he finish? They both finished ahead of Olave last year. If I'm not mistaken. They both finished ahead of Olave. Am I tripping? Or they both finished ahead of Olave last year? Chris Olave was the wide receiver 16. Debo Samuel was wide receiver 15. Brandon Ayuk was wide receiver 14. Both of them finished ahead of him last year. Is it really that crazy to say? Bo Nix can win Offensive Rookie of the Year? Hell no. Over Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison? Really? You just saying some shit to say it now, JSC. Lockett his toes, JSN will be better. I'm not. I subscribe to that. I think so. Caleb will be a bust? Nah. You don't think Ladd can get target share over QJ and DJ Chark? It's not that he can't. It's Willie. And like I said, the offense, I don't think the offense is going to produce 4,500 yards from Herbert. I think he's going to be dialed back this season. But, I mean, will he earn targets? Yeah. It's just at what rate, And I think that DJ Chark and Quentin Johnson are going to have their opportunities. Now, if Ladd McConkey just outplays him and he's the number one, I'll be wrong. I've been wrong before. That's just he's a guy that I see as more of a complementary piece and a main piece to that offense. You know what I mean? That's where I got him. So if he was 750 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns, yeah, I think that's a really good season for Ladd McConkey. He's going as a top 35 guy right now, which is crazy to me. He was in the top 100. On Sleeper right now, Ladd McConkey's in the top 100. Olave is buns. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Listen, y'all, I had some fun doing this. If you guys want me to stay on live here on YouTube, I'm going to go to TikTok, answer some questions on there, promote the draft guide a little bit. If you guys want me to stay on here, I will. If you guys are done with me, I'm gonna go to TikTok. How y'all feeling? Y'all want me to stay on or what? Y'all want me to stay on or what? I'm going to be talking shit to the TikTok crew. Try to show some love for y'all, man. Give y'all, you know what I'm saying? Get everybody's questions answered. Let me know how y'all feeling. You want me to stay on? But it will be, I'm promoting the draft guide right now. Rocking with you. All right, late stream. We can hang out. We can hang out. And I'll answer questions as they come in here too. I'm just gonna be live on here for a little bit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Today is the last day. Oh shit. Today's the last day I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to do more member stuff from now on, more members and subscriber stuff. So shout out to those who got memberships with me. It's about that time. It's about that time, man. I know this month's about to get crazy. I got you, Brody. I got you. I'm gonna rock with y'all. Maybe we'll do a mock. Maybe we'll do a mock. I'll do a mock here on this, and I'll just answer. I'll be answering questions. Does that sound good? Y'all want to do a mock? Y'all want to do a mock? Y'all want to do a mock? What's good, TikTok? We might do a mock draft here, bro. I might just throw it. You know what? Ain't no might. Let's do it. Let's do it. The ones that is here, they get a chance to do the mock, bro. Mock draft going down. Link is going to get posted in the Discord. I've been doing a lot. I'm trying to think where I want to go right now. Spot 1. I'm doing 12-team league. Settings are going to be, we obviously going to do super flex. We're going to do super flex. What's up, live twice? Y'all got, you know what I'm saying, a little bonus. It's August, man. We're going to get going we going to get going on things a little early this year, man. I'm down for a mock on YouTube. Yeah, I'm going to throw it on YouTube. I've been on YouTube just going over wide receiver rankings for the last hour. Noti Gang Shane was popping. Do regular? Sorry, bro. It's gonna be super flex today. Gonna be super flex. Super flex, 12 teams. We're gonna get rid of one of the flex. We're gonna add in quarterback. Second round pick, Henry or ETN. I like Derrick Henry more. Who shall I look for at 8 in a 10-man league? Best player available. Super flex, yes, it's extra QB if you want. Metcalf or Ayuk. I still got Ayuk, but let's see how August goes. What pick should I be? What pick should I be, bro? What pick should I be? What pick should I be, bro? I'm trying to think of something I haven't been yet, or I haven't been a lot. What pick have I not been a lot? I haven't been the 3. Let me be the 3. Let me be the 3 pick. I have not been the 3 pick very often. I've been the 10, been the 12, been the 11. I don't think I've been the 3 yet. All right, Discord. The link is dropping here in the Discord. Dropping it right now. I've been 6 way too many times. I feel like every time I do a draft, I'm in 6th spot. Every time, bro. Every time. Link has been dropped. Link has been dropped. Should I keep Kamara, Achane, Diggs, or Pittman? If you want upside, go Achane. If you're going to be mad about it, I think Pittman might be the safest keeper. Would you rather take Devontae Adams or James Cook in the second round? Devontae, easy. Puka in the first is too high. I agree. Yes, the link is in the Discord. Mr. Harris was good, bro. I did spot 3. Rank these players. Check out my rankings. They're free. Get them on the autograph app. They're about to go away tomorrow. So get them now. The free rankings are going away tomorrow. I might bring them back, but they're going away tomorrow. And the draft guide's out now. So if you want the full thing, get the draft guide. It's half off until August 7th. Yo, Justin, I might have missed it on who you think's the safest 101. Safest is CMC. If you're looking, but if you're trying to avoid injury, then CeeDee Lamb. Teddy got in second. All right, bet. Always down for a little mock action. If you guys, and by the way, before the season gets started, this is my open invite. If y'all want to be a mod, y'all better let me know. If y'all want to be a mod, I think on a mod, I'm going to give a few out, but I think a mod has access. Kate, you can let me know for sure. I think mods have access even without a membership. So a few of the day ones, if you've been part of the day ones, I'll give you mod access. That way you don't have to, you know what I'm saying? You can just hold it down for me. Let me know if that works, if mod works, so you can be in the chat even without having a membership. I'll give a few out. Kenneth Walker or Joe Mixon? Give me Joe Mixon. Drafting 2 running backs in the first and second throw. You got to be careful because there's a lot of receivers that are valuable this year. Listen, hey, we got the draft guide, 50% off. Link in the bio. You guys got to go grab it. 40 pages full of everything, literally everything. Injury report, coaching changes, draft strategy, auction draft strategy, you name it. 2 spots left in the mock draft right now. But go get the draft guide. Half off for a limited time. Half off right now until August 7th. If you want to get in the mock drafts with me, join the Discord. There's 2 spots left. I just posted in the mock draft chat. All right. Bro, where are you from to be live at this hour? California, homie. Can't get in the Discord? Why not? Does it include IDP? No. Would you take Marvin Harrison Jr. over JT? Absolutely not. 2 spots left in the mock draft. When should we start to worry about Tyreek can hit a cliff? I'm not worried about Tyreek Hill until we see a steep drop in performance. You think it's better to take wide receivers or running back early? I would always take receiver early. Always got to shout out Wicks. He coming around. Still not coming around on Dontavian Wicks. He is a firm wide receiver 3 or 4 there in Green Bay. Superflex League, would you rather leave the first 3 rounds with St. Brown, Saquon, and Caleb, or Burrow, Kyler, and the second one for sure? Second one for sure. Where's Noah Brown? He was not there on the list. Hollywood Brown this year, I had him as a flex-worthy candidate. Hey, appreciate you, homie. Appreciate you, dog. 101 already won the draft. Who's 101? Nobody's 101 right now, unless I missed it. Is this one of those things where I got to refresh it? Do we have those 2 spots filled already? No. We have 2 spots left. 2 spots left. Spot 1, spot 11. Come join. Dahan, I knew you're going to mock. These late ones have you in a good mood. Yeah, I am in a good mood right now. I appreciate your praise, bro. Bro, got you. Pickens top 10. I'm not mad at it. I just don't have them that high, but I'm not mad at it. Best running backs after CMC. We going Bijan, baby. Bijan Robinson. Chubb and Lloyd for Chase Brown and Kirk. Which Kirk? Christian Kirk? I'm probably taking that Chase Brown and Kirk side. I'll be sub Compete. Let's get it. Let's get it. Drake London, Josh Jacobs, Kincaid. I think I have London higher. Check out the rankings. They're free right now. Go to the Autograph app and download it. They're free. Very limited time. Yo, are we not getting it? We don't get to. Do we need a link to the Discord? A link to the Discord is right here. We got 2 more spots left, bro. I'm surprised. These things have been filling up kind of crazy lately. I'm surprised we got time. You can join the mock draft right now in the Discord. The link's in my bio, or you can get you can come to the YouTube page. We're doing a mock right now. Let's see. Not for TikTok, but I don't know about YouTube. I think it works for YouTube. All right. It doesn't work on TikTok? That sucks. Is it Dub Club? Not have a draft guide. Draft guide will be dropping on the 3rd for Dub Club. On the 3rd. On the 3rd. I was giving out early access. You guys will get access, I promise. It'll be on the 3rd, though. Did we get this thing filled up? 1 more spot left in the mock draft. Team 11. Spot 11. 1 more spot in the mock. Yeah, Dub Clubs gets it on Friday. Or Saturday. What is it? Saturday or Friday? The 3rd. Whatever the 3rd is. That's when I'm dropping it on there. That's when I'm dropping it on there. You do not need to pay extra. It's coming. Jahan, not a beggar, but you know who should be a mod? I got you, Gabe. Drop me a message so I know you're at. I can't tell what your handle is right now. Just drop me a message on a recent post and just put, like, I want to be a mod. I got you, Gabe. You're at spot 11? All right, so it just needed a refresh then. Let me refresh this shit. Draft is full. Let's get this thing started, right? I can't tell. What the hell? All right, we good. Draft is started. Draft is started. It says action can't be completed going through the link on TikTok. Try the Discord link on my on the YouTube page in the description. In the description. Shout out to everybody joining the chat, man. Shout out to everybody joining the chat. All right, my turn to pick. Jalen Hurts off the board first, then Bijan Robinson. I'm going to go here with, I'm going to take Josh Allen. Is this not PPR? Did I not do PPR? Hold on. Pause. Did I not do PPR? How can we get PPR? That's why these drafts be going crazy. How can we get PPR with 2 QB? That's why these quarterbacks always go crazy, bro. Did I just solve the problem? Is that what it is? Is that why these quarterbacks always go crazy in these drafts? Because we don't have the other positions. The other positions aren't PPR? Is that really why? Holy shit, did I just crack the code of why everybody goes crazy in Superflex leagues? It's because the other positions are not PPR. You can't do PPR and Superflex. Interesting. Let me try something. Draft settings. Let me try this. Let me try PPR standard. Let me try PPR with the roster settings the same. With still a flex. Let me update that and see if it changes anything. And we're going to start this over again. Do you guys want, do we need to start over again? I'll just do it just in case. I don't think we need to start over again, but let me just do it just in case. I changed the rules. Let's see if that changes anything. Yo, did I just crack the code? Bro, what? I just messed this shit up. My bad, Trey. My bad, Trey. I messed it up. My bad, Trey. I messed that up, didn't I? Sorry, y'all. Damn, sorry, y'all. Here we go. One last time. Forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. Forgive me. Okay? Forgive me. We're going to change this back. I'm just going to do 2 QB settings. We'll figure this shit out later. I just had to check that real quick. Forgive me. Forgive me, please. All right? We back. All right. My bad, y'all. My bad. It auto-picked me. I got you. You don't have your Discord in your description. It should just be in the description of the video. I don't. It should be in the description of the video. What do you think about Rachaad White this year? I think he'll be fine. Actions can't complete it. We got to figure out that Discord shit. All right. My pick. Yeah, I'm gonna go C-Mac. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna go C-Mac here. What's the Discord link? The Discord link should be in the description of the video. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not. Trying to understand the Wicks obsession as well. I don't get it. Pickens will not finish top 10. I don't see it at all. Maybe. What up, Justin, in my league? Hill, CMC, St. Brown, Lamb are taking his keepers. If I have a top pick, should I go with JJ or Chase? And if both are gone, is it worth taking Hall early? I like Jettas the most out of those three. If you're asking me with those three, I like Jettas. Y'all ready for football tomorrow, man? Y'all ready for football tomorrow? My auto pick chose Kyron over ETN. Is that bad? They're same tier to me. Same tier. They're same tier. Tyron Tracy in Dynasty. I think he has good upside, but you're going to need to wait at least a year. Who are you taking number one? I'm taking Bijan. How the pecking order and KC work, I think it's going to be different on a game-to-game basis. We're going to have Hollywood Brown. We're going to have Rashee Rice, obviously, and then Xavier Worthy will have shots, but it's Travis Kelce or bust. Bears fan in the house was good, Bears. I already gave you mod on TikTok, if you didn't notice. You need mods for what, Jahan? All the above. All the above. Because I know when the season gets here, we're about to get crazy. So, and I got some stuff for you guys too. Like if you guys help me out throughout the season, I got you guys covered with some stuff. Down for either if you need them. 100 for the content package is nuts. No, when you think about it, so the content package is going to be all access, and it's probably going to go up. That's with the bets too. So I have the fantasy football package is $15 a month. If you think that's nuts, then you're not playing enough leagues. So that's up to you. The draft guide's like half off right now. Normally it's 35, but yeah, it's gonna be. I'll say this: it's not going. You're gonna get a lot of stuff for free. If you just want to watch YouTube, I will be here. I'm not going nowhere. So it's not like I'm just gonna only have that. You just gonna have to watch the videos and support your boy. All right, but yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you want the bets this year, all the bets that I was giving out last year, and people were winning 10K, thousands of dollars off my shit, it's a small fee this year. Let me get the mod. I got you, Trey. Trey, you got it. I wish I could do it. How could I do it easily right now? I wish I could do that shit right now, but I can't figure it out. But Trey, I got you. Teddy, I got you. How would you approach the 104 and half PPR? I actually have that in my draft guide, and that's one of my favorite spots. So you're not giving me anything, Brody. I do this shit for the fantasy grind, and if all I have to do is grind out the fantasy season for basketball advice, I don't mind. I got you. I got you. All right, Danny, I got you. Danny Dimes, baby. Danny Dimes. All right. I got y'all written down. Yeah, any help is appreciated, man. Mock draft from the 107 in a 10-man league, please. You want a video on that? Or I've done a video on that already. I think I already dropped it on YouTube. Check out the YouTube if you haven't. How do you join the mocks on Discord? There's a mock draft section, and you just join that when I drop the link. Join that when I drop the link. Damn. Drafting versus myself here, bro. This is not fun. Oh, yeah, I see it. This is not fun, bro. I'm not going to lie. All right. Damn. Thoughts on Caleb Williams? I think Caleb Williams will actually be good, man. I think Caleb Williams will be a good player. It's just he's going to need time to develop, and I think a lot of people are going to hate on him early on. Do you have pick 7 in the draft guide? Yes. Pick 7 is in the draft guide. I have all 1 through 12 in the draft guide, how to approach the position. I'm telling y'all, that draft guide is deeper than y'all think it is. Like and subscribe. The draft guide goes crazy. I'm not going to hold you. The draft guide goes crazy. I put hella time into it, man. I put hella time into it, bro. I put a lot of time into it this year. Hey, man, would you keep Tyreek or roll the dice if you have a second pick? I'm cool with keeping Tyreek. Need 4 keepers. Who do I pick? It depends on who they are. James Cook, I have him outside my top 16. I have him as a top 20 running back. 12-man PPR with regular flex, 2 wide receiver after this. Tomorrow we'll get a mock in. Tomorrow I'll get another mock in. Spears round 13 or Godwin in 5. Give me Spears in 13. I like Godwin in 5 too, though, but the value is there for Spears in 13 if he hits. And then you get him to keep at that same value next year. Need 4 keepers. You got CMC, Mahomes, Pittman, AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Rashad White. You go AJ Brown, CMC, of course, Pittman, and then I would probably take DJ Moore. Just rock. You got your 3 receivers. You got a running back. Now you could just go hunting. 10th and 11th picks. Who do I take? Best player available, homie. I checked the YouTube. There's a 107 12-man, but not a 10-man. All right, I got you. 107 10-man it is then. I got you, bro. I got you. Keep Rashad White in the 5th. Depends on what you got. I think in the 5th is about right. What do you think the Niners are planning to give Brock Purdy the bag next season? I think he's good through 2026, but if he gets a Super Bowl this year or does anything substantial, I think they're going to try to lock him in early. You need me to comment on a post for YouTube? Please do. Danny, please do. So I make sure to get you too. I got Gabe already, got Trey, Teddy. Just make sure to message me. It's not going to be everybody, but I got a select few that I do want to add in there. So it won't be everybody, but if you want a mod, just at least shoot me a message. You like the 4th or 8th pick more in 10-man? I don't care. Travis Kelce getting drafted in the late 3rd, early 4th. A steal or just right? I think it's just right for the upside. Mixon or ETN? Give me Mixon. Samir for 12th or Kincaid for a 13th? Give me Samir. Actually, give me Kincaid. Give me Kincaid for a 13th because if he pops, you got incredible value for the next couple years. Can you do a video on pick 12? I'll start doing more mock draft content because it seems like that's what everybody's wanting to see right now. I'll start doing some more mock draft content. But that's all I have how to address the pick 12 in my draft guide. Where would you take Malik Neighbors? I have him outside my top 30 receivers, just outside my top 30 receivers. They always sleep on J-hand basketball when you're literally better at basketball shit than NFL. You know what's funny is I'm glad you recognize that, bro. Not a lot of people recognize that, but yes, like I know basketball probably. I think I know football pretty well, but I know basketball really well. Who took 3 quarterbacks and decided that was a good idea? Daniel, I'll give you a mod on Discord. Appreciate you, Cade. Appreciate you. In my opinion, the Falcons QB room doesn't need to have the police involved. What does that mean? What does that even mean? Mock drafted a 12 team. Ended up with Bijan, Evans, London, Richardson, Pickens, Najee, Mostert, and Njoku. Do you like the team? Mock drafts. My mock drafts are going to be between a 7.5 and an 8.5. This is a good team. You know, you got Bijan, London, Evans, Pickens. You got good upside. Good floor here. Bijan and Najee, Mostert. So of course I like that team. Yo, what? I just realized that. Yo, hold on a second. Hold on a second, bro. Yo, Backyard All Stars, what are you doing? Why are you trying to hold on, man? Hey, Backyard All Stars, bro. Just go on auto pick. Don't ruin the draft, bro. I don't know where you came from, like who you normally mock draft with, but I ain't the one, bro. I ain't the one. Whoever this is, I ain't the one. So don't do that shit no more, man. And this mock draft, take it serious. If you're not gonna take it serious, just dip, bro. So ain't no need for that. Ain't no need for that. We can continue this draft now, but ain't no need for that, bro. Just go on auto draft. Otherwise, I'll just auto pick all your picks, bro. Don't do that shit. Why come on a time? Why come on a thread? Why come on a chat to waste time? Literally waste time. Why? Makes no fucking sense. Don't be a dickhead, dude. Just go on auto. If you're gonna do it, go on auto. Like for no reason. Probably just block your ass now. I don't know if you're messing around or not. If you're messing around, I'll give you a pass, but there ain't no need to do that shit, bro. Did someone say 23-hour mockathon? I can't do 24. We're gonna do 12-hour. 12-hour mock 12-hour mockathon on Sunday. I'll fix this shit, bro. My bad. I'll get the mod shit figured out. Yeah, if you're gonna come here to the stream, bro, just take it serious. Like you can go do something on somebody else's chat, bro. Not mine. Don't do that shit on my chat. Especially if I find out who you are on the TikTok. I'll just block your ass on TikTok. Then you won't get no content, nothing. What receivers are here real quick? Let's go DK. Let's go DK. Dobbins will be Chargers running back 1. How you figure? If I go top 3, CMC, CD, then Tyreek, do I take Jamar, Chase, or Sun God? Damn, take whoever. Whoever you like. It's up to you. I think Jamar Chase has more ceiling, probably a little bit bigger floor. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is pretty safe. Thoughts on Pacheco? I think he's an RB2, solid RB2. Wilson or Fields? I think Russ is going to get the starting gig. Russ will get the starting gig, in my opinion. Yeah, man, coming on here, mess it up, bro. Messing it up for what? That's not even funny. Clayton Tune, like that's not even funny, bro. Like that's lame. I'm gonna comment on the stream. Appreciate you, bro. We'll get it all figured out. We'll get it figured out. Yeah, this will start to be. We're gonna start to member. Normally, it gets to be members only. That's what ends up happening, bro. It ends up being members only because of shit like that. So pretty soon, man, it's gonna be people that are like really want to try to win their league. I can't deal with that shit too much longer. Favorite athletes? Oh man, you killing me, bro. Montana, Rice, and Jordan. I'm gonna go Jordan because he's a hooper. I love hoop. Then Jerry, then Joe. And that hurts me to say as a Niner fan. Is Diggs at 3.2 and 12 team a reach? I'm thinking about doing it, even if I like Pittman and London there. I don't mind it, but I have Diggs right after London and Pittman, but I don't mind taking Diggs early. Gusto wasn't even RB1 in Baltimore, even when both are healthy. Who said that J.K. Dobbins is healthy? He's still coming off the Achilles tear. He's got to prove he's healthy. My keeper league, I can choose between Mostert in round 16 or Kamara in round 8. I'll probably go Kamara in round 8. I don't mind Mostert in round 16 either. I think I could do Kamara in round 8 because I think you can get Mostert later. Let's see. I'm on your ass like white on rice right now, bro. Go ahead. I can just pause the draft and we can just redo the pick. Just pick somebody normal, dog, or go auto. If you were joking, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you were just joking. But I'm on your ass like white on rice right now, bro. So just go on auto if you're done with the draft. I'm watching this pick. Yeah, that's why your ass didn't pick nothing, huh? All right. Thank you for taking somebody real. I'm on your ass right now. Backyard All-Stars, thank you. I'm on your ass, bruh. I'm coming here messing up our drafts, dog. Guardians was good. Was good. Appreciate you going. If you were just messing around, thank you for just going on auto. Thank you. You ain't even came in there just to dick around. That's crazy. What about Ronnie? What about Ronnie? Dobbins had the same doctor as Rodgers, so he's good to go. We're going to find out. You like Jaden Reed? I love Jaden Reed in Dynasty. I think he's a great play. Thoughts on Nico? He's a wide receiver 2-3 in my opinion. Picks at the turn in a 10-man. Hopefully I'm getting like Saquon and Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor and Devontae Adams, Jahmyr Gibbs, something like that. I miss when I love hoops. It just ain't the same no more. Yeah, basketball is one of those things, man. It's like when you play, you're all about it. It's tough to get into it like as you get older, I would say. Have I drafted yet? No, I won't be drafting most of my leagues until August. Most of my leagues are in August, like middle to late August, I'd say. Stealing from Michael Pittman, probably like 1,300 yards. It's the touchdowns, right? He could have like 10 to 13 touchdowns, I'd say. Thoughts on Nico and Diggs? I think Diggs is the 1 and Nico's the 2. Jordan Love breakout year? He already broke out. He already broke out. Ja was popping, man. If you want to be my 2, Ja, let me know in the chat. I know you normally around for this shit, so. Oh, damn, I would have stayed in the live if I saw a mock draft. I don't always put it, man. I'm random. I'm not like everybody else where I'm like structured and planned. The thing when you get with me sometimes is I'm a little bit random. So unfortunately, I'll be doing shit on my own terms. It ain't always good for y'all, but you know what I'm saying? We be having fun sometimes. Sometimes I got to cut it short. But I want to stay on a little extra today. Start bench cut prime Kobe, AI, or Curry. Kobe all day. Kobe number 1. Curry probably number 2, then AI. They're close. John Wick with a stick. What's good, bro? What's good? It's about to be my pick. So he was trolling. Team 11 was trolling. I got your name, Backyard All-Stars. I got your name, bro. You was trolling. I see. It's fucked up, bro. Came in just to troll the draft. I ain't like that, man. They switched up on me, and I ain't like that. Who knows who that was? You know so much about fantasy, bro. Appreciate you, man. It's, you know what I'm saying? I be locked in during fantasy. I've always kind of been locked in during fantasy. Always locked in, man. Appreciate you. Favorite player, hard not to pick. Jackie Robinson? Yeah, 42. Yeah, that is tough. That is tough. How much for the guide? It's $35, but I got a half off right now. So half off till the 7th. Half off till the 7th. And it's 40 pages. If anybody's in the chat that purchased the draft guide, let me know what y'all thought. Let me know what you thought since you got the early access. Let me know what you thought. It's 40 pages. Like I said, it's got hella shit in it too. So my turn. See who went. Kincaid, Pitt, Swift. All right. Bro, I have to. My God. Love this time of year. Absolutely, bro. We about to get locked in, man. Any sleeper rookies you like in deep leagues? Deep leagues, I talked about a guy like outside of like the first round rookies. I really like Jalen McMillan. It may take him some time to catch on. Obviously, you got your guys like your first round talents. And then when it comes to like running backs, Bucky Irving and Tyron Tracy, like they're kind of interesting. But I really like Braylon Allen, Blake Corum as running backs, but I don't know. Major reach for Ridley. Where'd he go? Yeah, he went. Cade said, you ain't getting Ridley, bro. It'd be like that sometimes. What's all in the draft guide? I got you, bet. Let me read it. I'll read it off to you. Shit. I think I have everything that's in it. I'll read off the table of contents to you, bro. Let me pull it up. So he wants to know what's in the draft guide. You ready? Thoughts on Pacheco? He's an RB2. I like it, but it's a lot. It is what it is. It's not for everybody. You can get a lot of my content if you just watch my videos. You can get a lot, but everything that I've done pretty much this entire offseason and more is in that draft guide, at least at a condensed scale. What's in the draft guide? There's a welcome page. There's resources. There's my players, the players, 8 players that I like. There's ABCs of fantasy, so all the way from A to Z, things to do and not do. There's draft pick strategy, which includes just like what to do during your draft, and then also draft pick at every single round. There's auction draft tips, team by team breakdowns of every single team with the fantasy relevant players from every team. What to do and what not to do on draft day. In-season tips, in-season management tips. The injury report, who's going on PUP, and the likely meter, I think that they actually start the year on PUP. Coaching changes and how that affects the roles on teams. How to draft quarterbacks in a 1 QB league or Superflex league. Fades, sleepers, breakouts. Trade secrets. So things that I picked up over the years when it comes to trading. Rookie report. So my opinion on rookies that have been drafted. Most of them are like top 3 round guys. Fantasy playoff tips, an entire fantasy playoff schedule, and then a look ahead to like the players I think will do well during the fantasy playoffs. You also get all my rankings and then a top 250 printable sheet. A top 250 printable sheet. That's what comes in the draft guide. So hopefully y'all liked it, but yeah. Thanks, man. Love the content. Got you. So let me know if you think that's worth it or not. Keeper help, Brees or Gibbs. I think Brees is the guy. Thoughts on Waddle? He should be a wide receiver 3 with upside. You need the guide for your draft? Yes, you do. How did you do last year, bro? You can ask the community or just check my posts. I don't hide nothing. So you can ask the community. Matter of fact, I will make a post saying that. Like, hey, how do you guys think I did last year? The only thing is a lot of people don't comment on my shit. And sometimes they told me I've had people say they dropped negative comments to gatekeep me from others in their league. So we did really well last year when it comes to player props, and then our hits were really good too. I had a couple misses, but everybody has misses. In half point PBR, do you still try to get wide receiver early or prioritize running back? So I think running back is more of a value in half point PBR leagues. You get a chance to find guys at a discount. So I would go, if I was debating between like a tier of running backs and receivers, I would take the running backs over those receivers right now. Like the Debo take. I just want to hear more about why he's at 19. Let me get into that. The whys are tough. I talked about Debo, and I think if Brandon Ayuk does miss time, Debo automatically enters in the wide receiver 1 category. So I'll wait on that. Let me grab another back right now. Polish up. Let me get Tony Pollard. How much longer are you going to be on live for? I'm not sure yet. You think we have time to get? Everybody wants to draft again, man. Everybody wants to draft again. Oh, I see this. The best part about the draft guide was definitely the playoff schedules and fades. Good. Well, I'm glad you got the value out of that. Hopefully it was worth it for you, man. Because I just want to make sure it's worth it. Like if it's not worth it, let me know and I'll beef it up. I don't know what I could beef it up with, but I put a lot of time into that shit. So it just takes me a long time to do that. I wrote, edit, design it all. So that's nobody else doing that but me. Yeah, we'll see about the drafts. I don't know if we're gonna do any more drafts tonight. Maybe. We'll see how I'm feeling. Oh shit, it's my turn to pick. 15 seconds. Ingram, Chubb, Cousins went. All right. I was looking at running back again. Let me get Tajay Spears just in case. That way I got one of them too. I don't really like doing that, but at least they're both backups. All right. I don't know what I'm doing at 10 and realize I probably shouldn't have taken Purdy that high. It's a super flex league. So that's another thing too, is like you look at the rankings. Sometimes in super flex leagues, you're in leagues where everybody takes quarterbacks early. I would always try to find value in like the 3rd to 7th round when it comes to super flex leagues. You can find values at quarterbacks. You don't always got to take quarterback early because they told you to take quarterback early, especially when it's a PPR league. The best part about the draft guide, I read that one. Can we do another one? I don't know if we're gonna do another mock. Thought, is Troy Franklin worth drafting as a flyer? I don't really see much. How did you link up with Tyler? What you mean, bro? I'll be networking, dog. Networking. Wait, did you say you do props on your sub? Yeah, on the bigger one, not on the fantasy football one, but on the all access. I'm gonna do my props, player props, totals, spreads, all the betting shit is going to be on there. It's just that one's going to cost more. But yeah, on the Dub Club, the all access Dub Club is going to have all my bets. And there will be a betting package too. It's just, I hate to say it, that one's not going to be cheap. That one is not going to be like $15. It's not going to be a Chipotle burrito. Put it that way. Rather have Amon-Ra, Mixon, Bijan, Devontae. I think that's a wash. I'd probably rather have the Mixon and Amon-Ra side. It's a little stronger, but it's kind of a wash. Yeah, hey, and everybody who joins the Discord, say we're not doing a mock draft live, anybody can join the Discord and still be in the mock draft. So we have people that do mock drafts all the time on there. If you just try and get some run in. I ain't got money for the guide right now, but I would. It's all good, man. All good. You're a member on here, so I might, like, as we get closer to the season, I might drop a little YouTube love for you guys. So I've been already putting a lot of discounts on shit. I'm trying to get you guys taking care of the day ones, but I can't discount everything for that long. So is that a reach on Gus Shahan? Where'd you take him? Took him. Where's Gus at? I don't even see Gus on the board yet. I didn't see where you took Gus. I don't. Oh no, that's not a reach. That's not a reach. I like him. I like him there. I like him at that spot. Devontae Adams or Marvin Harrison? Give me Devontae Adams. One more draft, please. Nah, I got to get to the fam, bro. I got a family too, man. I got a family, man. Who you take at 101? Bijan, baby. Bijan or Brees? Bijan. Rookie 210 or Chris Godwin? Give me Chris Godwin. Got to zig one other zag. Just got to draft the best values. Yes. Tristan, Trey said shout out to your team. Thoughts on Jermaine Burton? I think he's more of a dynasty guy than like a redraft guy. Who should I pick at 5 in a 10-man league? Best player available out of CeeDee Lamb, CMC, Tyreek, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Bijan Robinson. You got your pick, man. You got your pick. Who's your number 2? CeeDee Lamb right now. Why do you like Bijan over Brees Hall? I have a whole entire episode with Tyler on that on my page. 8 minutes of why I like Bijan over Brees Hall. Check it out. It's on the page. If you ever ask me why and you haven't watched the videos, to me, that's disappointing, man. I have an entire video talking like damn near every single player, bro. Every player damn near. I have on YouTube, I have every single player, every player. And then on my page, I cut up a lot of those videos in a condensed format so you can watch the players that you wanted. And Bijan, I've talked about Bijan like 5 different times already on there. So sub to the page, follow the page, whatever it is. And yeah. Guide was definitely worth it for the 17. Most guys just post position rankings with nothing else. You got everything in there. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro. That's good feedback, man. Like I said, I tried to make it like packed. I tried to pack it with like a lot of shit, man. So that is good to know, man. That is good to know. Let me do this real quick. Pick 11. Who you taking? Best player available always. What round do you think Scary Terry's? Oh, shit. I just missed my pick. Who did it take for me? I'm not doing this. Hold on. We definitely not doing lad. Hold on. We definitely not doing lad. We definitely not doing lad, bro. We definitely not doing lad. There was, did Gino go already? Gino already went. Damn it. That's what I was looking at. Let me get Russ. Let me get Russ right now. Definitely not taking lad. Did I pause the draft or is it good to go? It's good to go. All right, Trey, you up. All right, cool. Definitely not taking lad. Definitely not taking lad. What's your YouTube channel? Justin Henry Show. You can look up my name. It comes up. Justin Henry Show is my YouTube channel. Justin Henry Show. Yeah, I'm glad you guys are finding value in it, man. Is it crazy to take Amon-Ra over Jettas? I don't think it's crazy. I don't think anything's crazy in fantasy. A lot of stuff happens in fantasy, man. Let's see. Who we going here? Will Levis. Good pick there, Will Levis. I probably would have went Levis here if he was here. You know, I'm going to grab one more. I'm going to grab Bryce. Because I think Bryce will be. For the price, I'll take Bryce. Could tell right away you put in work and a lot of detail. Good. I know it's not like the greatest design-wise. I'm not like the greatest designer, but like I try to put a lot of shit in there. So I'm glad you found some value in it, man. Appreciate you. Sleeper tight end on the year. I keep talking about Luke Musgrave. I think he could have a strong season. Who do you have finishing as a tight end 1? That's a tough question. I think a couple candidates, Trey McBride, Kelsey, Laporta, Kyle Pitts could all be tight end 1. I kind of all have on the same tier. What's the best way to get our start and sit questions answered during the season and waivers and moves during the season in terms of clubs and members? Very good question. So the best way right now, I would say the best way to get everything, to get all my rankings, everything is going to be on Dub Club in the fantasy football membership. That's probably the best way to get like my rankings, updates, things like that. On live, if you want me to be like, yo, who do I start? Who do I sit outside of the rankings? Either be a member on TikTok or YouTube. I'll be live on both. I will be live on both when I do starts and sits. And then next would probably be looking for my.
Come on.
Going to be on Dub Club. I'll do a betting episode. It won't be everything. And then Discord if you want help from the community. That's the way to approach it this season. You could always ask me a question in the comments. I may or may not get there, but that's in turn like the hierarchy right now is my Dub Club's going to have weekly rankings. It's going to have all my thoughts of the week, like things that I'm typing out and like my notes of the week. Put it all in there. And then I'm going to do my episode, right, where I go over every game. I'm still going to.
Come on.
And I'll still be times, but it'll be member only and sub only, TikTok and YouTube, all right? Biggest fade at ADP this year. I talked about that. I don't like Marvin where he's going right now. I think he's going too early. H-Hand's up there too. I've talked about a lot of my fades already. I would say David Montgomery's going a little too high too for my taste. What's up, Justin? Have a great night. Jay Slade, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Trade Kenneth Walker, JSN, and Eckler. Kenneth Walker for JSN and Eckler. I don't mind that if you're a contender. I'd rather have Kenneth Walker, though. I spammed a question in here before where there's hardly anyone in here. He didn't respond. Sorry, bro. I can't get to them all. I wish I could. I have CJ Stroud starting and Caleb Wynn. People are going to complain no matter what because I'll literally sit on here on a live and answer every question. I know most people don't do that. And I'll sit here and answer damn near every fucking question and people still complain about it. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. And sometimes when you spam it, TikTok blocks it. Like if you don't ask a question a certain way, it'll say like some of the questions have been blocked because for whatever reason, like there's something that says it and it'll block it, especially if it's spam. So sometimes it's on you guys. What do you think about DeRozan going to the Kings? I think it's a hell of a move for them. They're going to be a Western Conference contender. Would you take Chase? Who would you take out of Chase, Amon-Ra, Jettas, and Brees? Give my rankings. You'll see it. Give my rankings. I have a top 250 sheet in there as well. Give my rankings. Amon-Ra is the player I have right now. Kamara, Devontae Smith, or Evan Ingram, or Kincaid and Jamar Chase. What? Devontae Smith and just give me Jamar Chase. Give me Jamar Chase. Give me Jamar Chase. Bro, you haven't answered any of them? Answered any of what? What are you talking about? Would you do Michael Pittman? Would you do Michael Pittman and Zamir White for Deontay Johnson and Derrick Henry? I like the Pittman side better. I am also drafting too. I'm also mock drafting with the community. Talking about my draft guide for the community. Like, sometimes you guys, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like, what do you guys expect out of me sometimes? You know? One minute, you see me talking. You see me missing my pick on here. What are y'all expecting out of me? This is what I forgot about. I forgot about fucking tight end, bro. I don't like this pick. I reached there. I should have just waited and got my guy. Who are you targeting early second round in 10-man PPR? AZ, this is the reason I probably skipped over this question. I'm going to say best player available. Like, in a 10-man league, you're getting Saquon Barkley, Jahmyr Gibbs. You're getting elite talent. So in early second round, you're taking a top 12 player. Check my rankings out, and you'll be able to see that. So, like, I get you spam the question, but it's also kind of like a really big question. Like, instead of it being like, hey, who do you like more, Gibbs or Barkley? I'll tell you I like Barkley more because of the upside. You're asking me who do I target early second round in 10-man PPR. When I'm telling you I got a draft guide you can get, which explains everything. I have all my rankings, which includes every position and top 50. I also have every post on my page. So if there's a player you're thinking about, you can ask it. I have a YouTube page if you want to go and look at mock drafts I've done from every position already this offseason. And then if you have players you're thinking about, let me know too. That's a better way to ask that question so I can answer it. Otherwise, to me, it's kind of just vague. It's easy for me to glance over while I'm drafting, while I'm going over other questions. All right? So I'm kind of a prick sometimes if you get annoying with me, but I'll show love to you if you ask it the right way. All right. I can be a dick at times. I know. I get frustrated sometimes, but it's not always like, you know what I'm saying? Not always out of hate or nothing. It's just like sometimes I'm like, man, you could ask that question a little differently and it would help me out. Help me answer your question better. JN tries his best, can't be entitled. It is what it is, man. Appreciate you, Trey. Keep Pacheco for 11 or Ayuk for 20. I'd rather have Ayuk for 20 in auction. Does the 15 a month package include monthly calls, or is that the 25 a month version on Dub Club? So the 25 a month version was early adopters. That's going to be no more. That's going to include the betting. All that's going to include literally everything. Betting, the draft guide. The 25 a month one is going to be gone. It's going to be a lot higher. So if you're fantasy only, it's not going to include a call. If you are going to be on the newer version of the Dub Club, it'll include a video call, but it's going to cost a little bit more. All right. I'm putting that out there. I'm putting that out there. Okay. I'm putting that out there. If you want to make money on me, we're going to make money together. You're going to make money on me this year. We're going to make money together. That's just what I'm saying about the betting side of it. All right. Your team's looking nasty. Yeah. It wasn't until I messed up at tight end. I wanted to grab Noah Fant, but hey, don't trip on saving money, bro. You're here a lot. So a lot of times you know what I'm talking about anyway. So the draft guide is a consolidation of the J-Hen brain, which if you watch every day, you're going to know like probably 60% of what I'm talking about in there. Hey, man, love your content. I appreciate you, bro. If I take CD with the first pick, who should I take in the 2-3 turn? Debo, Diggs, Pittman. Isaac, get the draft guide or get the rankings, one of the two. That's a lot of players, and they're all very similar tier. Yeah, save your money, bro. Save your money. Just ask me a question. You're on here enough. You got a membership. Just ask me your question. Was that take on Brian Thomas early? You think he would have stayed until next round? Brian Thomas. I don't even know where he went, bro. No, that was a good pick. Good pick there. Do you have a 12-hour stream scheduled? It's for Sunday. I might change it, but I have it scheduled for Sunday and not sure what time yet. Yo, it's funny during the season when questions pile up last year. I remember trying to get all my questions in before the stream started. I'm telling you, dog, like people are like, damn, you didn't answer this question. I'm like, you guys you can only imagine what's going to happen here in the next like 14 days. The next 14 days, shit is about to get crazy here. So if you're used to me answering your question and like getting your shit answered and being like, well, Jahan, why aren't you answering my question? It's about to get crazy right now. Like I said, the draft guide is probably your best way to get my official answer. Rankings too. And today's the last day for the free rankings on Autograph. So download the Autograph app, get my rankings for free. How do you feel about hero or zero RB strat? I'm cool off for strategies. Get the best available player. Best available player. Biggest league winner ADP wise outside of top 3 rounds. Calvin Ridley, George Pickens. JT too risky to draft at 7. I'm higher on him than Saquon Gibbs. Draft your guy. I like Saquon more, but draft your guy. I got you, AZ. Ain't no love lost, bro. Ain't no love lost. Ain't no love lost. You good in my book, homie. I don't know you, but you're good in my book. Yo, Justin, about to cop your draft guide, but what is the price range looking like for your player bets picks? I've toyed back and forth with this, right? Because I know once I start hitting, it's going to be like, once I start posting my plays there, it's going to be like people are going to be making a lot of money off that shit, right? So I think initially I'm going to come out with like 100 a month. But if I get hot or cold, I might do discounts for when I'm cold. And then like when I'm running hot, I might up the price. So just know it's going to be about there to start. And then as the season goes on, I'll probably offer like discounts or maybe like a week off, or I'll be nice about it. I'm not going to be one of those guys, but when we're doing really good, I'm going to be like, yo, support your boy. That's what's going to happen. All right. So just know I'm not that kind of person though. I'm not going to be like, taking advantage of it in a crazy way. But when we're hitting, you're going to have to show me love. When I am missing and when I go through I'm going to go through a cold streak. I will. I know that 100%. I do it all the time. I will go through a cold streak. And at that time, I will show you guys love back. I promise. Okay. Is Discord free? Yes, Discord is free. We have a free Discord. And then if you have anything Dub Club related, there's an individual channel for you on the Discord, a paid only, where you can like ask me questions. I'll get to questions on there. Price for membership on YouTube. You have to check it. I think it's like $5 for a membership on YouTube. The TikTok one is going to go up to $7.99. But the YouTube one, I'm going to keep it at $5.99. Bro reading fake chats, I wish. Fake chats. Imagine fake chats. 102, running back or receiver. I like Hall and Lamb. I'm not mad at you. 25 a month. It's 15 a month. I dropped that one down. I made it fantasy only. If you just wanted fantasy, because that was what my debate was, right? It was have a fantasy and betting page and then nothing else, or do each individual. And what I realized is that not everybody wants betting stuff. Some people just want to win their $100 league. Some people want to win their multiple leagues. So I try to do betting and I try to do fantasy. That was my goal. I try to do both. But yeah, the fantasy one's 15. Like I said, the betting one's just going to be more. The betting one's going to be more. I see so many haters in the comments on TikTok about how you don't know ball. They just don't know you, brother. They ain't taking the time out of their day to give you a fair chance and listen to you. The thing is, most of the time it's casuals anyway. It's people who see a take and I'm different, right? So they're like, oh, you don't know ball because I don't sound like everybody else. So at the end of the day, I would say like there's probably some guys that may have more football knowledge than me, but I'll take my knowledge versus 95% of people who comment on my TikToks. On your YouTube channel, will you be doing Stardom Situm every week for the season? Yeah. So my weekly schedule, damn, this is actually good. It's been a good live so far. I didn't expect to be on this long. And I probably shouldn't be on this long. I'm probably going to deal with the wife and the kids out there afterward. But for the YouTube, I go Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'll have a video now dropping on Saturday. And then Sunday live. So Sunday's live, I do start and sits for about 2 hours before the game starts. So I just come on. All I do is answer start and sit questions. Literally all I do, and trade questions. And then Mondays, I'll do waivers. And I'm going to start doing my preview for the week on Tuesday. So Tuesday will be preview for the week. I'll also talk bets on Monday. Just a couple of bets that I have, not all of them. I'm missing something. Oh, trade advice on Tuesday. So trade advice for your leagues on Tuesday or Wednesday. Thursday, we do Thursday Night Football, player props. We did crazy on primetime games last year. Thursday Night Football, player props. Friday, I go over – what do I do on Fridays? Friday is like Stardom Situm, I think. I think it's Stardom. Actually, I don't know what I do on Fridays. Fridays, what do I do on Fridays? That might be like a live Q&A session. No, there's something I do on Fridays. I can't remember. And then Saturdays, normally I take it off, but I'm going to put an extra episode on there for bets. Oh, that's what I do on Friday. Friday, I go over player props. Saturday, I'm going to put an extra episode out for some of the bets that I have. And then Sunday is going to be Stardom Situm. So that's typically my schedule. He's live on YouTube too. Yes, good shouts. Appreciate you guys. Kind of loving the Saquon Henry start at the 9-12 thoughts. I don't mind it. Team is solid, Trey. Yeah, your team. I'm probably not going to rate these teams. 14 team, can you go deeper, a little deeper than 150 plus? Yeah, we could do a deeper 14 team draft this week. I'll do that the same day I do that 10 man. Somebody asked me for the 107 and the 10 man. I'll do that the same day. Why doesn't my pen fucking work, bro? Imagine if I had a fake chat. That'd be crazy. 14-man extra bench. All right, we'll do a deeper 14-man league. That's crazy. That's going to take hella long. Ben, I see your question. It's hella long. Let me read through it real quick. Ben, I saw that. It just, and plus you guys don't know, like when you're live, this shit just like resets on you too. Am I done for picking Rachaad White over Achane, Pacheco, or Mixon? I think over Mixon, yeah. Mixon's been a top 10 guy consistently, but if you like your player, like your player. Jahan out here providing for everyone, all y'all YouTube comments. So tell them TikTok haters, yeah. If you want your question answered, this is what I used to tell people. If you want your question answered, head to the YouTube. And like YouTube, I can, you know what I'm saying? YouTube, I can dial in. So, but yeah, it's easier for me to navigate through YouTube because on YouTube, it's just like it goes straight. On TikTok, sometimes it resets. Sometimes people flood the questions. It is tough. Ranked teams, sorry, bro. I'm kind of tapped out. What app do you use? Underdog. I got Prize Picks. If you use my code JHAN, you can normally get a deposit match. But FanDuel Sportsbook too. I just can't bet out here in California legally. All right, Daniel. Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Membership definitely worth it. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you guys. We need FanDuel bets, please, bro. I got you. I dropped some. I've been dropping FanDuel stuff all over. Okay, did you check that? I probably dropped what 15 bets already for FanDuel. Check it out. Player bets, because I'm trying to. If there's anything else you want, Kay, just hit me. Hit me if you're looking at anything specific. But I already dropped hella FanDuel bets on there. So for your player bets, because I'm trying to jump on that shit before you get hot or cold, is there a set price? Is it going to be shifting? So I think I'm going to offer like a year-long pass, like I said, and just at kind of a discount. But yes, it'll probably be fluctuating throughout the season. So I'll do a 6-month pass, a 12-month pass. It's just tough for me to price that shit out. But I'll give you guys, I'll shoot a fair one on there for you guys. Like if you really want the bets and you're going to be down with me all season, I'll shoot you the fair one. So I'll put a fair price, what I think is fair. It may not be fair to you, but I'll put a fair price for all my bets for 6-month and 12-month at a discount. All right? I'll do that. I'll do that. And if you guys want it, it'll be there. And then if not, you can just do month to month or week to week, however you want. That's facts, bro. You have pitchforks coming at you for fading Olave because all the TikTokers like them. You hate them. I don't know why I get like it's an opinion. And most of the time it's like 1 or 2 spots different. Olave was a big jump last year, but a lot of people were on my case about that. And I think maybe I was kind of wrong, but they didn't understand the reasoning, which was the upside. And that's why he was the wide receiver 16 last year. It was the upside we didn't see. Kamara, Jacobs, I got Kamara. Running back's not worth it. You don't like Bijan? Hall for 11 or CD for 27? Give me Hall for 11. Hall for 11. Thoughts on Marvin Harrison? He's being overdrafted right now. I have a post on Marvin Harrison on my page. How do you feel about Ray Davis? I think it would take a lot for him to steal carries, but it wouldn't be surprising to see it happen. Downloaded the Autograph apps. Where do I get your rankings? Follow the Fantasy Football tab. Check the rewards section. Injuries. What do you mean by injuries, Mr. Harris? What do you mean by injuries? Why aren't people big on mixing this year? I have no clue. I literally have no clue. Allen over Lamar. Lamar is mid. I don't mind that. You think I should get 2 first-round picks in an auction draft and then wait for a value? I have auction tips in my draft guide. But yes, spend early is good. What is this? Fantasy football Q&A. Fantasy football Q&A. And we just finished mock drafting. Long mock draft. I've been on live for like 2 more time than I thought. This is the warm-up for the 12-hour. What do you think about Josh Jacobs? Low ceiling, high floor. He'll be a top 12 guy. Appreciate you being here for all this, bro. Gabe, I'm not rating the teams. T-Rio, what's good, bro? What's good? We just chatting right now, man. I need a 10th pick in a super flex, 3 wide receiver draft. If I can get one in, I'll be happy. You got it. 10 pick. John Wick with a stick. Why don't I have a pen in here that works, bro? I can't get one pen that works. 10 pick. You want the 10th pick or you want me to be the 10th pick? 3 wide receivers, super flex. I got you. If you want to be the 10th pick, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be the 10th pick. I think you answered this before, but want to be sure. Should we prioritize getting 2-3 running backs in the first 5 rounds? Only if it's half-point PPR. Yes, 2 wide receivers, focus on getting running backs. If it's only 2 wide receivers, now the focus is on running backs. If it's not, if it's 3 wide receivers, go get the receivers. I want to take CD then Bijan. Hopefully you can get both. You like Devontae Adams this year? Of course I do. Of course. Of course I do. Trey, mute that. Hey, if you see somebody that's spamming, just mute them. If they don't listen, just mute them. You got my permission. Just mute them. If they spam, after you say don't spam, just mute them. The chat's going to get cleaned up here in a minute once we get on this members only thing, but Zamira ADP for 0 RB builds. I'm cool with that. Chase Brown league winner. I don't know if he's that far up. Jay and rate my team. Tony, I got you, bro. Brees, ETN, Mostert, Robinson. Good job on the backs. Chase, Cooper. You need better receivers. Your receivers are kind of mid, bro. You got Jordan Love and Goff. You didn't get like great quarterback play. I think the team's honestly needs some work at receiver. You could have did better there. You got some upside, but you could have did better. It's probably like, I'll be honest, probably like a 7-7. Should I trade Adams, Rashad White for Smitty and Gibbs? Adams, White for Smitty and Gibbs. I hate receiver for running back, like swaps. It's kind of even to me. I think you elite player for depth. That's how you look at that. Damn, I should have been here for the mock. More coming, bro. We got a ton more mocks coming, man. People sleeping on Cup? Yes. People are sleeping on Cup. I got to say, taking a lot of your trade advice last season got me a lot of success. Appreciate you, Jordan. We're going to be back. Most amount of money you would spend on Bijan in an auction, I don't ever overpay, bro. I don't overpay. How can I? There you go. Now you do. Now you do, Trey. My bad. Yeah, I would spend market value, maybe a little higher on Bijan, but I'm not going to. I like to find value in drafts. I'm not going to lie. Me and the fellas been playing fantasy football for 9 years. I love to hear it, bro. Listen. I got to go, man. I got to go, Cade. I see you, FanDuel. I'll post more. FanDuel stuff. I'll post some more tomorrow. But I got to get going, guys. I love y'all, man. I love you. Straight up. But I got to go. All right? Listen, I'll be back on tomorrow at some point. I'm not sure when. But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a good evening. Peace out. It's been a real stream. But I got to go. I'm out.